Alright, you dirty moshers, welcome to another episode of Loud Noises Podcast. Let's try and start it fresh. That was Gareth's idea for an intro.
It was my joking idea as an intro.
I did it anyway.
Yep, you've gone too far.
I mean, one day I'll find an intro I'm happy with. Until then, we're fucked. I'm Badger. Here's Gareth.
Hi.
And here's Paul.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, boy. We are three English idiots who get together.
No.
Oh,
One
sorry,
English idiot.
Two English idiots.
One English
and
idiot.
One Welshman. Alright, come on, guys.
I'm not an idiot.
Sake.
Don't lump me in with you lot.
Okay. Right, we're three twats who get together
Oh, I can't
every
argue
week to talk about alternative music. May that what it be. Yar. This week we're going to talk about new music from Dropkick Murphy.
Just Murphy.
Incubus,
Just the one.
Dropkick Murphy.
just good old Murphy.
What?
I mean, just add
Dropkick
an S.
Murphys.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just
So
a Dropkick Murphy.
Oh, whatever. Fuck off, right? Dropkick Murphys
Oh, it's gonna be
with
good.
an S.
Gonna be a good one.
Incubus and the new album from Leeched.
Yes.
And also we're going to talk about our recent trip to Vane Every Time I Die and While She Sleeps.
Yes.
And also a retrospective of Green Day Dookie in anticipation or dread of the new Green Day album,
Yes.
whichever you prefer.
Yeah. As none of us have high hopes for the new album, let's remember a simpler time.
When Green Day were acceptable at best. Or good. Or whatever. Your choice. But as always, and also, if you want to kind of jump around, you want to listen to retrospective or just new music, then you can jump around. There'll be timestamps in the description. I point down, like actually pointing down.
Yeah, you do a lot of hand
but
gestures
no one
right now.
can see what I'm doing with my
No,
hands.
You just...
Shadow puppet.
Yeah.
You can jump around, you'll see in the description. Or you can stick around for the whole episode and enjoy us now for the news with Paul. Paul, do that news ting.
That news
I'm
ting.
going to make my tap stop dripping.
Could you also never say the word ting again as well? That'd be nice.
What for other kind of ting?
Then don't talk about it on the music podcast.
Okay, that is. Right, go on.
There goes a Ting sponsorship.
Right, yeah. Shut up. News. I have news. So the Mighty Norma Jean announced
Yes.
a pretty damn cool tour.
Thought you were going to say Boss Tones, but okay.
No, not the Mighty
Crossover.
Norma Jean. Yeah, it's just the one boss tone though. So they've announced the tour in America, which was pretty damn cool. So it looks like they're doing like a run of house shows.
Fucking brilliant idea.
Yeah, man, I love that. I love when like massive bands like do this. I say massive.
Yeah.
They've been playing smaller and smaller venues. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, no.
All right, bring it down.
But no,
Crash
like-
you back to reality.
yeah, sorry guys. No, but Juno always put on a fucking fantastic show, and the idea of seeing them in somebody's house sounds insane. So they announced this for this month coming. When this comes out, so February 21st onwards. I hope you saw this when they announced it though, because sold out.
Yeah, straight away, pretty
Yeah.
much. Within at least
Understandably.
12 hours. That's the time frame I saw. It's probably less.
Yeah, so I think this
So-
was like when they announced it, it was like every house is going to have like 80 to 100 people in it max.
Yeah.
The only way you can get it is by paying and get added to a list. So that happened, sold out, all gone. But yeah, I mean, man, why can't they do this in the UK?
I have so many questions.
All right, go on.
So many. Right, first, right, we'll start from the top. So, if you look at the tour poster for this, the names. Let's just start with the names.
Fucking-tastic, yeah.
So, starting off the top list is Mac's Basement.
Mm-hmm.
I presume that's some guy called Mac.
And
probably.
probably in his basement.
I mean, sure. Then the next one is That 70s House.
I hope it's the house from
house
that
where
70 show.
Yeah,
That's
what
what
I was
I'm
thinking.
hoping,
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking. Is the dad going to be there
Yeah,
shouting at you?
I'm hoping so.
Then there's Friend's Mansion. They've just got a friend with a mansion, apparently. He's just Pagan Mum's house. Eyes Up House. And then Birmingham Palace.
No, Barkingham Palace.
Barkingham Palace.
Sorry. This post is terribly translated on my end. Afro House, Federa House, and then the Carpet Shop.
That better be a carpet shop.
It better be a carpet shop.
It better be.
Because imagine the safety. You just smash it about, you just bump into carpets.
Do you know what I only
Just rolls
noticed
of
from...
carpets.
I only noticed now, look at his poster, that this is a No Days Off tour.
Yeah.
They are going to be the smelliest, sweatiest motherfuckers for over a week.
Nah.
The idea of doing these sort of gigs.
Well, they'll be in somebody's house, so they could just use a shower.
Or the carpet shop.
Or the carpet. Well, that's the last one, so it's
The
fine.
thing is, also, my question is, one, are they actually houses? And two, who hates the house so much?
Yeah.
That they want it to be demolished by Norma Jean.
Yeah. I mean, the tour's called Do the Neighbours Like You? I'm assuming after
They will
this.
not.
No, not really.
No. It's just fucking... I wish I could go, just I'm just so intrigued by this tour. I can't believe for a second it's just like someone's house.
I can.
Yeah, I think that's
But
exactly what they're doing.
The thing is, like, they've just given them names, and I just would have been interested in the process of it. Like, if you got on the list and you bought tickets, would you have just got like an address? It's like, go to 69 Eldon Street or whatever the fuck it is, and you just turn up at some dude's house. You're like,
yeah,
you Clive, yeah, nice one, come in.
I imagine
trash. This house is now derelict. Move on.
Yeah, from what I've seen online, a lot of it is like they are just compiling a list themselves. So you turn up. There's no physical tickets. You can't buy like resales or anything. It's a list. You're done. So I imagine it is literally you'll turn up. Like maybe the morning of, you'll get an email saying this is the address you need to turn up to.
Yeah. Someone who, if you're lucky enough, if you by chance you listen to this podcast and you're going to one of these shows, please let us know what the fuck is this deal, because I want to know what the fuck is going on with these house deals.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by it. It's ridiculous. Only Norma Jean could do this now, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were still around, I think the Chariot could do it as well.
Oh, yeah, the Chariot, but they're not.
There's a long list of bands I wish did things like this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, literally every band I like, I wish did things like this.
I know. Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, no, this is ace. I cannot wait to see the footage from this. It's going to be insane.
It's going to be a lot of shaky cam. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I might have got the image of that Chariot show in there when it was in the house. And just like see the guitars just on the roof just fucking shredding.
Oh, is that the one where it ended up in like the side of a coffee shop and then they got the show closed down, so they just went to someone's house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fucking
See, the
great.
first thing that went into my head, do you see that story, I think it was last month, that story of like that hardcore band that took over a Deadies in America?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where my brain first went.
We talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, Green Day ended up paying the damages off.
Yeah. Denny's open this fucking place up. Yeah.
Go on,
if you get to go to this, please share this with us, because I'm fucking intrigued. I'm going to be fucking searching YouTube like a bitch.
Yeah, well, we don't have like I say, we don't have too long to wait. It all kicks off next month. What is it, like 21st onwards, we say? Yeah. So 21st to 29th. Again, for anyone who's interested and wants to try and sneak in, 21st is Atlanta. Then 22nd in Nashville, 23rd in Louisville, 24th in Memphis, 25th Little Rock, 26th Tulsa, 27th Oklahoma City, 28th Dallas, and 29th Van Buren.
Cool.
Someone decorking a bottle of wine there.
Sorry, that's me. I apologize. I'm doing something with
Still
liquids.
squeaky ass. But yeah, like you're saying, like even though it's sold out, I'm sure Max Basement's security probably isn't that good. So try your luck.
Yeah, and take a camera.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to travel all the way to America for that, you can travel all the way to Australia instead.
Just so short distances.
Like it's like a hop, skip, and a jump.
Like next door to each other.
I mean, if you're in Australia, down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
stuck like us, you're
Just
fucked.
pop around the corner, get a loaf of bread, pop to one of these shows.
Yeah. So they've as well as announcing these tours, they've also announced an Australian tour with the mighty Cursed Earth.
It's never Boss Tones.
No, I'm telling you, man, the Boss Tones out here this week. You can fuck.
You
right
keep
off.
triggering me by saying Mighty. I'm like, huh?
Stop triggering the punk.
I'm going to do it for every band, and one of them is going to drop in a Boss Tones. Again, Norma Jean, they've announced that they're doing a tour in May in Australia with Cursed Earth, which again, that's a tasty lineup.
Yeah, man. That Cursed Earth EP last year was smashing.
It was delightful.
It was delightful.
Yeah. So they're doing, I think, about an 8-day tour from the 14th of May. So they're playing 14th in Perth, 15th in Adelaide, 16th in Melbourne, 17th in Farmston. The poster's not great. Then the 19th in... Oh my god, it's so bad. Should have got better image. Canberra. 21st in Sydney. 22nd in Newcastle. So it is quite close. And then the 23rd in Brisbane. Tickets went on sale as of recording yesterday. So the 30th. So yeah, if you can, pick one up because I reckon that'll be a awesome tour as well.
I just want to interject quickly to apologise for the background noise. My wife came in the kitchen with some cranberry juice and decided to make a whole fucking racket doing it. So I just want to apologise.
Well, you're really hoping she doesn't listen to this one, don't you?
She will do. And she should know better.
This will be the one she listens to.
Yeah.
You are playing with fire, sir.
I know, right? I live dangerously.
Anything else you want to get off your chest just to make it more painful?
Don't get cranberry juice when you're doing a podcast. It's important to drink healthily, but like on your own time. Do you know what I mean?
Time and a place.
Yeah, time and a place.
Not in the middle of talking about the Norwegian Australian tour.
Yeah, no, right. It's the most important tour in Australia, except for all the other ones that are really good.
Left rubbish on the table too.
You know, right? Anyway, but yeah, it's a cool tour. I'm glad to see Australia's getting some sick tours this year.
Yeah, it makes a change from it just burning to death.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, all right.
Brutal.
Too soon?
No, I mean, it's very true.
Yeah. I mean, global warming's
and
a
light-hearted too.
Yeah. You know, if you can't laugh at it, then you might as well just cry.
I mean, we're in amongst the day of Brexit, so yeah.
I feel I feel we should say this. I think Brexit. This is Brexit Day, right? We're recording this. It's Brexit Day for the UK. Mm-hmm. We're all very bitter and sad, so we might be more bitter than sad than normal.
We're not all. There's a percentage of people who are very happy right now.
The ones recording this podcast.
Oh yeah,
100% Brits and bitter and sad. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we're just bitter and sad because Brexit's happening right now, essentially.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and be positive for everything, but there will be an undertone bitter and sadness for the entirety of this podcast.
More than usual. More than my typical Yorkshireness.
Yeah. Normal program will resume next week when we're not as bitter and sad, but we're also always kind of bitter and sad.
Yeah.
Next.
Talking of things that make people bitter and sad.
Sorry, no, I got this one, Paul. I'll be really quick. All right. Distillers touring, but fuck them. Next.
Yeah. So
assholes.
I'll elaborate a little bit. So the Distillers are touring. Yet the only place that Gareth can see them is a download if he wants to buy a ticket.
The first time Gareth doesn't go to download in like when was the last?
No, to be fair, I have had like gaps, but this still is a kick of the dick.
I think as long as I've known
this is the first year where I swore off basically festivals.
Yeah. And they're playing.
Yeah.
The thing is though, like Distillers is a band I've wanted to see for a long time. They're on hiatus or broke up, whatever. And they came back last year with that EP, and I was like psyched. And they played Leeched Festival and Reading Festival. I was like, that's annoying, but that's fine because they'll probably tour.
Are they not actually allowed in the UK, and they just keep trying? They can get away with one day, but that's about it.
Must be because they only play festivals now. Apparently, fuck them.
I mean, the size of the band where they can just get away with doing that now, I guess.
I know, but
it's annoying. I get that, but yeah.
I don't want to pay 100 and whatever quid to see just Distillers. I want to see them. I don't want to pay that much money.
No, I get
ridiculous.
Anywho, for the other people who are lucky enough to not just be in the UK and have UK money.
Europe, you've got a better chance.
Yeah, to the people that are allowed into Europe after today. Fuck you, Boris Johnson, you cunt. They've got some dates announced. Most of these are, I'm guessing, like festivals and stuff, but there's the odd thing floating around as well. So they're playing the 8th of June in Berlin at Huxley's. They're playing Australia in Nickelsdorf at the Nova
Australia?
Austria, sorry.
There we go. Paul doesn't drink, by the way. Just want to clarify that now. Paul doesn't drink. He's just fuming. He's just fuming, mate.
I'm flaking away. It's that Leeched album, man. It's ruined me. We'll get to that in a bit, though. 10th in Austria, Nova Rock. Obviously, 12th of June, Donington Download. 13th, Punchdown in Ireland at Sunstruck Festival. 15th at Antwerp in Belgium at Trix. 16th in Amsterdam at Melkweg Oz. And then the 18th in Luxembourg at Dan Atelier.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Good. I mean, one day
No.
Maybe.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening, is it?
Like, I'm going to hold faith. They're back. They've got to do an album. They've got to tour one day properly. At least a London show I can go to. Just, I can't just find a whole festival day for it. Just one show, please, guys, please. That's all I want. I'm pretty sure I saw you when you drained the blood, whatever it was. It's fine, but I don't want to see you again. Just stop it. Let's do that. Yeah? Okay?
Okay.
Speaking of download, though, segue.
Is it a segue if we call it out?
Sure.
I mean, on this show, yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, download. They've announced some more bands, and they've done the day splits as well. So we've got, I'll just go through some of the ones that have been announced. Alter Bridge, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, Most Listen White. Funeral for a Friend announced another date.
Yeah, that's
Mad
really cool.
bastards.
Yeah. Bowling for Soup, Darkness, Sepultura, Mastodon, Distillers, Employed to Serve, Menzingers, Milk Teeth, Loathe, Holding Absence. So yeah, quite a few.
Hang on, what's your beef with Three Doors
Yeah,
Down?
what's your beef with Three Doors Down?
We were all looking at the same list with Three Doors Down on it, and you just jumped over it.
I also jumped over Lacuna Coil because I don't care.
Kryptonite
You
by
fucking
Three
maverick.
Kryptonite by Three Doors Down is a cracking tune.
Oh, it's bullshit. It's
dare you.
fucking god awful.
I love that tune. Fuck you. Also, I mean, but focusly, really, for download this year, like we've had many opinions of this festival, especially this year. We've covered many times. Super psyched that Funeral for a Friend are back.
To be fair, this last lineup has made me like I went from.
I still wouldn't go.
I'm not
That's
going
what I clarify
because
that.
I've got my rule.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
this is if I was planning on going, no matter what the lineup, because I just wanted to go, which I have done in the past. This would be the lineup of bands when you got like
This last minute kind of adage.
yeah, these are the ones where I'm like, fuck me. I guess he Distillers. I guess he fucking Funeral. Didn't think I'd get to see them, you know, at this point. The fact you got Employed to Serve, the fact you got fucking loads, like, far more interesting. This just got, if you are going to download, if you're going to download just because you've got a hard-on for, like, Kiss and Iron Maiden and those bands you've probably seen, like, 10 times over, please pay attention to bands like Employed to Serve and Milk Teeth and Loathe, and for the love of God, for my sake, just see Distillers as well. Like, because I can't handle the idea of people going and not watching Distillers when I can't go and watch Distillers. But no, this is a very interesting thing. And I was not expecting Funeral to do another gig.
No, yeah.
That was a bigger surprise.
Yeah. It was like, obviously, Funeral came back. Was it back in last year?
Yeah.
Had the shows in Cardiff and everything.
And one in London as well.
In London. It was for a charity for a friend.
Yeah.
And so that was meant to be it. And obviously, come back and, like, I think they put this up as like a post, like, how could we not do download? This is the last one, sort of thing. The last chance to dance, sort of thing.
No one's believing them anymore,
Yeah,
are they?
no, not really. It's getting a bit thin on the ground. I mean, one of those things, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is it and they don't do it again. But to do a couple of shows for charity and then play this and not to do anything, it's a bit like, are you sure, guys? You sure you don't want to just do a little run of shows, maybe put like a new album out or something? You sure you want to go to just poke you for a bit and see what you do?
Yeah. I mean, doesn't one of them live like in America or something though?
Yeah, the lead singer.
I mean, at the same time.
Oh no, is it America or is it like Germany or something he lives?
It's not close by. That's what I'm saying.
No.
When you're in a decent band, like a decent signed band, it doesn't really matter where you are locationally, because
this shit pays.
Yeah, well, no, because it doesn't pay. Like, it's not great money, but at the same time, it's like I listened to an interview with V-Man from Slipknot, and he's like, people ask him because he's from England, he lives in England, and obviously the rest of Slipknot are in fucking America, and people go, how do you get to fucking America all the time? It's like, have you heard of planes?
Travelling is not that ludicrous. Like we've had it down for a while now.
Yeah, we've nailed that shit.
Air travel's been around for a while, mate. So it's like, even if they've moved wherever they've moved to, and also if your friend has not got the solidest of lineups, they've swapped many members.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, this is something I was going to bring up. It's like, so I wonder if they're continuing. So when they play now, are they continuing with that original lineup which they had for those charity gigs, or if they're going back to their previous touring lineup before they split up?
That's the other one. If, at the same time, is it that touring lineup or is it a new touring lineup?
I mean, I'm assuming down to like the font they're using, because they did end up like mixing it up, like coming to the end of their career. Yeah. But that's very casually dressed, like we're old school Funeral for a Friend. The fact that they use that, I find.
I can't find it on the fucking poster.
Headliner on the second day for the third stage.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess it must be. I noticed there's a blank space next to that.
I know, it really annoys me that, because I
Yeah.
feel like the headliner of that day is going to be a band I really like, purely on the basis of the other bands playing are like pop and men singers. I'm like, there could be a punk band in there, which I'm going to be really annoyed that I don't get to see.
No effects.
I mean, I'm still holding out that My Chemical Romance could headline a stage.
What, the third stage?
No.
Well, why not?
I mean, excellent segue.
I know, that's the only reason why. I wasn't going to let him have it.
You bastards.
So-
a lot of you.
In summary, though, I like this addition to like download. This has been better. This is one of the
Yeah,
most favourable announcements for me.
Yeah.
But I still think, as we've said many times, to stop leaning that crux of your headliners being those bands.
Yeah, to be fair,
Because
that's...
like if you scroll up past the smallest, the main stages pisses me off so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
Well, saying that though, like the one highlight, or the biggest highlight for the main stage I've seen is, is nice seeing Frank R and the Rattlesnakes,
Yeah.
third from headlight on the main stage. That's the biggest they've got for a download
I'll
festival.
say what I liked about the Frank R. I saw Frank R. and Rattlesnakes announced. I was like, yeah, of course they're there. That makes sense to me. Whatever. And then Dean, the guitarist, was sharing on Instagram about how when he went to download when he was a kid, and he went when Kiss played, he put a picture of just like fucking long hair, like old young and like fucking scraggly in a tent,
Yeah.
looking like shit. Like, this is me download when Kiss played. Never in 1,000 fucking years
No.
will I think I'd be like one band before Kiss. Never mind like Deftones, a
Yeah.
band after me. So that's fucking cool for that. Some like kid from Britain to be getting up to this lofty stats on the download bill.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's cool.
I know I sound like a fucking broken record when we talk about Frank, but like I
They've
love
earned it. They've earned it.
Yo, that's the thing. I still can't fathom the fact it was, 2-3 years ago we were watching them in the dingiest of tiny venues in Manchester, and look at them now.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, I got so much, like admiration for what they've done and how they've got there. I just find that mental to look at. Where I'm just like, swear it was only the other day I was watching them play the sweatiest, tiniest, like, little punk
Even
gig in
seeing
Manchester.
Every member of that band's like slogged the way through the fucking
Yeah.
like the toilets of Britain to get to know. Yeah, I mean we've said a few times we're not big fans of new Frank Carter and the Rattlesnake stuff, but I will never
Besides the
commend-
point in this, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's fucking wicked for them. So I'm glad they're there. The rest of the fucking bands on the stage, besides Deftones, can fuck off.
But no, a bit more diversity there for download, which is good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the rest, like if you took away that main stage, and maybe you just dropped Frank Carter to the headliner on that first day, that'd be a fantastic festival in its own right.
Yeah, it's basically just been off Kiss.
I just don't care about
And
any
I'm
of that.
Aiden and Alder Bridge.
I like the thing is like this. We'll move on from this minute, but like the second stage is like Distillers and then Offspring. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But then the rest of that stage makes no sense.
Mastodon and Killswitch are just not too bad, but going from Darkness to Disturbed I find would be quite jarring.
No, like Lacuna Coil, Airborne to Distillers.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It's a
So-
choice.
Yeah, it is a choice. I mean, Download made that choice. We'll just see what happens. But I suppose Download's one of those festivals where I suppose it's rare you just hang around one stage. You kind of just go between, I suppose.
I mean, some people are like, I have a nightmare where I've gone to Down Festival because I'm literally legging it from stage to stage because I actually do listen to a varied mixture most of the time. So I'm like, alright, I'll go see. Anyway, I'm not going to download it. Stop talking about it.
Someone said My Chemical Romance. What's that about?
Well, they're an emo band from back in the day that are basically fleecing everyone for their money.
We're talking about every week.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were really excited about My Chem coming back? I'm done now. I'm out.
Yeah. Are you sold
Selling
your
the
ticket yet?
It's getting tempting.
Yeah. I mean, you've got choices if you want to buy a different ticket because they've announced like a ton more dates.
Yeah.
So yeah, now for the My Chemical Romance section. They've announced a couple of European dates and an Ireland date as well.
Yes.
So July the 4th in Italy, June the 23rd in Dublin, and July the 6th. It's not really in any kind of order this, but in Bonn in Germany. So 3 new dates. So you don't have to travel to Milton Keynes for their 500th day of residency. But yeah,
You already are because you fucking bought the tickets.
I say, I'm sure there's probably people from Germany and people from Italy and people from Ireland who have tickets for the Milton Keynes gig.
Yeah, probably. The thing that's annoying as well is, so yeah, as I mentioned, they've got their Milton Keynes residency where they announced 2 dates. They've got to announce the third one as well. So now they're playing on the 18th of June at the stadium again.
Yeah.
So if you were stupid enough to buy the £350 ticket because you thought it was all you could get,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
the first time, and then you got really annoyed that they did it a second time. Now you've got a third chance to get annoyed as well.
Yeah.
Right, so I've got so many problems with this right now. So it's just focusing on the UK side of it.
Yeah.
So me and Gareth, the 20th Milton Keynes got announced.
Yeah.
And me and Gareth stressed about getting tickets for it because we thought it's the only 1K UK show. It's a reunion show. We're going to get tickets for it. And we stressed and got tickets. And we're like, yes. And we celebrated in Close Victory. We've got tickets. Within
5 minutes later.
5 minutes later, they announced the next day. But I was like, that's fine. That's cool because that gives other people a chance to go. But we're still seeing them first.
Right. I'm so. This was my point.
So we've
Go.
we've got the first time seeing the UK.
Yeah.
Nah.
Not anymore.
We're now 2 days earlier, so now that people who couldn't be arsed in the first place or didn't get the chance get to see them first.
It sounds so. I'm glad you brought this up because I feel it's not that big a
But the
deal.
thing is, like, the
It's
third
very
time-
juvenile, but I totally felt that. I was excited that it was like it felt like more of a big deal. It's like we're going to see them the first time they come back to the UK, the first. All right, well, it's part of 2 gigs, but we'll still see them the first time. It's not a one-off, but it's the first time. It's like, you fucking kidding? You play like 2 days. It's not that big a deal, but it ruins the bit of like that little special thing about it, doesn't it?
When you're paying the price it is.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we talked about, I think we mentioned this the other week, where like there might not be supports, it might just be My Chemical Romance, and you're paying that much money. And like my thing was like, I'll justify it because they've not played in this country for so long, and this is the first show they played since 2011 in this country. I'll justify the price for it being a one-off like experience the first time they're on a stage in the UK in this many years. Oh no, you've added a date on an extra date on a third date in this same country, but 2 days before we're going to see them. So anyone who's just like heard the Black Parade once can pick up a ticket because they went, oh, sure. Nice one. Cheers, guys. I'm glad I stressed my balls off for 5 hours.
Yeah. The thing about this is, the worst thing about it is a massive festival problem, but when you're talking about that much money, how much for a ticket? Like 95 quid or something?
80
something.
We paid 80 quid.
Still, a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you did it because you, as you say, like you thought you were getting the first show in the UK at this return. A, you're gonna you're not getting the first show, and B, you're gonna have like 2 days of like footage floating around on the internet.
Yeah,
which, I mean, A is fine. It'd be nice to watch it, but then on the other side, like you kind of want to like see that firsthand for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I can see why people would be pissed off, or at least a bit annoyed. But on the flip side of that, I mean, for anyone who missed out on the first 2 dates, then there's still another chance to get another date. I mean, the thing for me with this one is, obviously, I didn't even bother trying to get tickets for the June 20th show because I'm on holiday.
I was going to bring this up to you. So, are you away on holiday on the 18th?
No, not.
Have you got tickets? No,
because fuck paying $90 to see a fucking emo band.
That's fair.
I'm not a fucking idiot.
All right, I'm laying on that thick.
I'm not a complete fucking moron.
All right, we're sat right here.
I know.
My other thing was, so moving the UK aside for temporarily, but like on the build up to the UK, we had like a teaser, and then another teaser, and then like a brief week of what the fuck's happening, and then we bought the tickets. But then, as we just discussed, like the Ireland, Italy, and Germany were just fucking announced.
Yeah, just dropped
no
some.
teaser, not just like fuck. Oh, we're playing. Don't worry about it. Here you are. Tickets go on sale next week or whenever it is. Cool, nice one, guys. What the fuck? Why don't you do that for everybody? What the fuck? Why do we get this bullshit?
No, I don't agree, lad. The build up
for 3 weeks we had to deal with
the build up to the gig. It was kind of fun. Like,
I mean, America
they just taken it too fucking far now.
It's like they got tired of being like pedant, like being over the top. Went, here you go, Europe. Just have that. It's fine. I'm tired. But I'll tell you what. Before I do that, though, here's a 13-minute video. Fuck me. Right. the thing is, like, I was so psyched for My Chemical Romance to come back. And, like, it got me to fork out £80. I promised myself, as a person, I'd never pay that much money to see a band, ever.
Yeah.
They got me.
As a human with
Yes,
morals.
as a human,
I agree.
They got me. They sucked me in. And I was all on board with it. And I convinced myself repeatedly. And you go back to another podcast, you'll hear me talk about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with this. I'm all in. Don't give a shit. I'm in it. I'm invested.
Yeah.
And then they teased something online. And we thought it was going to be a new song.
Yeah.
So we're like...
I think most people thought it was going down that route.
Mhm.
I thought it was either going to be a US announcement or a new song. So on Wednesday, I think it was,
This week.
Tuesday, sometime this week,
Week
they
just
put this
gone.
announcement up and it went onto YouTube, and basically a video happened, and you watch the video for a thing. So I started watching this video, and I was like, and it started off like it's like a tiny movie. And I was like, okay, this has to be a new song, because no way on earth would this lead to just a tour announcement. It's too over the top and extravagant to lead to just a show announcement. It has to lead to a music video. And I sat there like a twat for 13 fucking minutes watching this thing for a US tour announcement. I was fucking livid.
Can I say, like, the video's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great,
But
in a way.
As an
of, like,
announcement of
yeah,
something you're
fuck
anticipating,
you.
of not knowing what it is. I mean, to be fair, every single
This band is
American,
fucking
every
this
single
is why I thought it was bad in
American,
the fucking first place.
every single American whose like state or hometown like showed up on that, they finished that video by high-fiving each other and being happy as fuck.
Yeah.
Anyone else watched it and went, "Oh, cheers, mate."
Yeah, the fuck have I just wasted? Like, you did a badger. Like, why have I fucking wasted 13 minutes?
Yeah.
Because it was stupid, because, like, if you've not seen the video, basically it's a 30-minute video of a kid. He starts doing a Ouija board, and then he runs through different scenarios which relate to each of the band's
Yes.
albums. So he runs through a room with vampires, which relates to the first album. The second album, he's in a room with the wedding, the people with blood on their face and all this shit.
Mhm.
And the vampire people from the last album are chasing him. And there's an explosion, which in the last scene, an explosion happens, which I presume is the band blowing up and breaking up. Very meta, very fucking deep and meaningful, blah, blah, blah. Fucking chemical romance. You so much smatters. And then the kid walks into a room, a stadium, and the lights just like saying forum. And then it just goes, tour dates! And like, that's fucking fine, but at the same time, that's such a good video to announce a new album. Because you're just going through your entire back catalogue with a movie with everything going on for your back catalogue to like go, and then the next chapter, and then like show something that might signify the next chapter.
Have you seen the...
Rather than a kid going, oh, they're playing a gig. Nice one. Da, 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 da. I'm not okay. Fuck you,
Apparently you're
Michael,
not,
you
no.
jerks.
Have you seen the people like going deep cuts into it, being like, they've been teasing this for 5 years?
Oh, fuck you.
Where like, because Jared Way put a picture up of a Ouija board 5 years ago, and it looks like the same Ouija board. It's like, yeah, dude probably just used his own Ouija board for,
I mean,
like,
most
the video.
Ouija boards look the fucking
Yeah.
same.
And people are just like, oh, they've been teasing this since 5 years ago. It's like, dude, just put a picture of a Ouija board.
Have you seen
Like,
the haircut you had in this video? Looks the haircut you had in this video. Fuck off.
There's some thirsty My Chemical Romance fans out there. I am all dried up.
I'm going to swear down now, we're done.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to ignore this band now until we see them. And we're going to have a great day, Badger. It's going to be lovely. We're going to see the band. It'll be fun.
We're
and we'll pretend we won't spend what we spent on it. But until then, I'm just going to ignore their existence.
If you're coming here for My Chemical Romance news, firstly, don't. Secondly, we're not doing it again. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Thirdly, why are you coming to us for
That's
it?
what I
It's
said,
literally
don't.
been everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But we're not talking about it. Until they drop a new song, or we go see them live, we're not talking about it. They're just being dicks about it now. Stop it.
Until they release a new song.
Yeah. New song or gig, I don't care. Fuck off.
Maybe not gig.
Done with you. No, gig we watch.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about your stupid tour around. Go over the top now, My Chemical Romance. You're ridiculous. You're nearly as bad as Creep with a fucking rock sound, really.
What's that?
Do you not know this? Yeah. So, another thing, Creeper, aka My Chemical Romance Jr. Fucking, they put a teaser up online this week, a couple of teasers, alluding to something being announced today. And Gareth thought it was a new song. And we're like, there's got to be a new song, hasn't it? Because we've already announced the UK
It's
tour.
a Friday, yeah.
The only thing it could be is maybe an American tour or something similar. It's got to be a tour or a song. No, it was just the fucking being on the front cover of Rock Sound. Just No,
Like,
you don't need a fucking teaser.
like round of applause, like good for you, like yeah, good
That's
on
great.
you. I'm sure that's good
That's
for
good
you.
for the band. That's great for the band. Well done, guys. I'm glad you're on the front cover of a magazine, but don't tease. It's getting our band this now.
It really
These
is.
teasers and these fucking bullshit
Joe,
things.
I blame
Just
Slipknot.
announce shit.
Slipknot's fault.
It is Slipknot's fault,
Yeah.
probably. On My Chemical Romance, or any of these big bands. Calm the fuck
No,
down.
it's Slipknot doing fucking code breaking.
One day it's going to get to a point where like something being announced on Tuesday and it's going to be just a singer having a fucking sandwich. It's a tuna melt. Fuck off!
Quick, stick it on
2020.
Kerrang.
I know, right? Fucking hell, man. Just get out of hand, man.
2020,
Can't
the
do
year of circle jerks.
It really
year,
is.
This year's
But
getting-
also, 2020, Circle Jerks have reunited and are touring.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, okay, well, this year's getting too out of hand. Anyway, I've got over excited. Right, move on to the next thing. Fucking hell.
Should bring it down a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say right now, like this is another good announcement. We got more Slam Dunk news.
Oh, fucking rolled up.
This is going to tip Andrew over the edge. He's not into Slam Dunk this year.
He's not all, which is a shame because there's some good bands on this announcement.
Yeah, there is. Of course.
I mean, there's some not so good ones, but there's some ones I know like. So they got While She Sleeps. First time in 5 years they're playing Slam Dunk Festival. Yeah. So then you've also got Code Orange, This Wildlife. I'm a big fan of them. Are back together again.
Nothing.
Sick.
Chunk No Captain Chunk. They got announced on the French date. They're now doing the UK one as well.
Do you know what? When we, sorry to cut you off, when we did that French Slam Dunk announcement chatting about that, I just assumed that Chunk No Captain Chunk were on the UK one as well.
So did I.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, I just assumed they were.
They seem like the perfect band to fit on this bill.
Yeah.
And then, so we've also got like Dollskin, Sponge, who unfortunately is still a thing, and Popes of Chilitown.
Why does
Cool.
why does Paul hate fun?
I know.
I
I'm
mean,
not hating
fun in the
pigeons.
form of Scar.
Just kick some pigeons, mate. It's all right.
No, I'm a vegetarian. I'm not kicking animals.
That's a sponge song.
I know it is. Can I kick Sponge instead?
Kicking pigeons in the park. But don't kick pigeons, you cunt.
No, don't actually.
Not in a
skank.
park.
Skank, but don't
Fucking
actually
love
kick
pigeons.
I mean,
Skank with a
I'm
pigeon.
different. Yeah. So, slam dunk in it.
Yeah.
I'm still not impressed.
No, I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's not their best lineup of all time, but there are some really good bands on here. I know, obviously,
Yeah.
Gareth, you're super happy because Punky Drublick, No Effects. That's it.
Yeah, but there's so much going on with it. Between No FX, Refuse, Pennywise, Motion City soundtrack, and like Days and Days, that there's so many more than that, but like that for me is a pretty happy Gareth.
I think we had a conversation last week before we went to watch Fane Every Time I Down While She Sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
We were sat in a bar and someone was talking to me about this, and they were like, "Oh, you think it's shit because it's not all hardcore?" I was like, "Well, yeah, because I like hardcore, and it's not. And there's no good hardcore bands on this except for maybe Old Your Demise and Code Orange. So no, why would I be?
That was
impressed?
before Code Orange was announced.
That's what I mean. So it's like,
So you were just
yeah.
there looking at D's nuts, just going like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want to watch these again because they're not good or relevant anymore. I mean, even Your Demise is a comeback. So yeah, what do you want from me? Stop.
Come back.
Okay.
Do you mean come back, kid?
Now
Yeah.
send him. Now, I understand why this lineup is good.
I understand why this lineup isn't good for you. I was kind of
Yeah.
hoping that this next announcement would be like a load of hardcore bands, so
Generally-
Badger has to come.
For many, like this last year, I remember last year it being announced and the launch came through. And I was like, yeah, no, I'll give it a skip. And I got some money come through. And I was like, FOMO.
And also, you looked like there was that perfect stage where you had like Angel Dust, Knock Loose, Turnstile, Gallows, Cancer Bats,
yeah.
like Bronx,
Yeah.
Glassjaw. Like I think that was all one stage
Yeah.
of Slam Dunk last year.
And then you're like Pagan Employees to Serve. And
Yeah.
like a bunch of other bands like, and they just like, yeah, fuck it. And I just had some money like, bleh. And I was like, Panic Buy, go to Slam Dunk, done. This new announcement was like, all this time, like, we're going, nah, not for me. And I've always been kind of worried there'd be an announcement for me personally where I'd go, fuck, I'm going to have to pay fucking £80 last minute.
Like you kind of got away with it, basically.
But this time, now I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah.
This would be something what people enjoy, but I'm very happy I've not paid the money for it. Just because I've seen a bunch of these bands before, and there's a lot of good bands on it, but it's just not for me personally. You guys will have a cracking time.
Yeah. No,
I'll be
have,
having a bother a lot.
Yeah, I have zero regrets with this decision for me personally. But my taste with the bands I'm really looking forward to see means nothing to you.
Someone do me a favour and go watch This Wildlife and tell me if they play more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because I went to see them once on tour, and they headlined and they played 10 minutes.
Jesus.
That was their set was like
Is that
10
their thing?
Yeah. They did a tour once, it was of one album, and they played like a 10-15 minute set. We paid like 15-20 quid to watch them, and it was like they played 10 minutes and fucked off. It was like
Interesting.
That was the worst gig I've ever been to, because they literally played the 10 minute set, and one of them was a cover of Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
who you're covering?
That's why they got big, because they covered Bring Me the Horizon.
They mean nothing to me. I've never heard of them.
It was a very good cover in hindsight.
Yeah.
And the album part was very good. It's just they didn't do a very good tour. But no, yeah, it's alright. Cool.
We'll have fun, Paul. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I mean,
least
looking
it's
through
on
this
dry land.
lineup, I mean, I think there's still more to be announced as well.
Yeah, there is.
They've obviously got the stage splits to come. There'll be more bands added. So
I
you
feel
never
like
know. You
I
might
feel
get-
like we are getting to a point where it's going to be acoustic bullshit, though.
Yeah, probably. It is getting to like the end of it now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's also going to be probably the secret band.
McFly.
Probably. Busted last year, why won't it be?
Yeah, I mean, I think they in this announcement they teased that there was another thing coming this weekend. So I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, just looking through that lineup now. I mean, for me, you've got While She Sleeps, Refused, Code Orange, Dream State, Comeback Kid. I mean, just those on the road. Like, if they're all on one stage, I'm happy just staying there for the day and just watching all of them. And that'd be a good festival for me.
It's usually, the thing with Slam Dunk, it's usually a good time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, half the time you just spend having a laugh with your mates. Just the fact that there's some awesome bands in between is a nice little added bonus.
Just stay together because you can't text each other.
Yeah, apparently there's something they are working on. I noticed they mentioned that the last and it was the initial announcement for this year. They said one of the things they were going to be working on is obviously more cell towers and stuff.
Just tin cans on strings.
That'd be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Megaphones for everyone.
I mean,
Yeah,
my girlfriend generally plans on bringing walkie-talkies.
Yeah, that's
Really?
a great
She's,
idea.
I'm not looking forward to the argument we have, though, where I turn my off, I'm trying to watch a band, and she's just like, coming through, and I'm just like, I'm trying to watch no effects.
I don't want to encourage this behaviour, but why don't they just hire out walkie-talkies? Think about it, like,
Wait, why are you
£5
worried about encouraging that behaviour?
because then that's just a festival ripping people off.
Oh, okay.
People will do it. Want to reach your mates? £5 deposit, walkie-talkies. You know what I mean?
I mean, is there a rule about how many walkie-talkies you're allowed to bring on site? Because I might just get on Wish, order myself like 30 fucking pairs of walkie-talkies, and make some money.
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 is the year of the walkie-talkies, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the year of fucking cruises.
Yeah.
I did a segue!
Well done.
No, thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you get a boat.
I don't want one.
No. Does anybody want one?
Fucking, well, according to all promoters, everybody loves cruises.
It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? So obviously we are talking about another cruise. Slam Dunk are teasing that they're going to go for a cruise next year. What the fuck?
I'm not getting on any goddamn boat. Like,
I'm not getting on a boat for 4 days with a bunch of pop punk kids, that's for damn sure.
I think it's good in the sense of, because obviously all these band cruises are happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's inevitable they're all going to happen. So at least there's one that's Europe, UK-ish, that we can get to go on.
No, you can't, because this is in Barcelona.
Yep.
It says Mediterranean.
Yeah.
It's
Is that... Oh, okay, I did not know. I'm not strong in geography. Is that not near Spain?
that'd be down south, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
This
Yeah.
is, but also we should say, so basically this is the announcement of Slam Dunk testing the waters, pardon the pun, of seeing who would be interested. Is there enough people for them to fully look at it? It's obviously something they're looking into, but this might not be something they actually see through and do, is it?
Yeah.
No, I think they put out like a survey on their Facebook page, so you can go click on that and you can decide if you want to go on a cruise or not.
Right.
I think they're
That's
teasing
stupid.
August 2021.
Right, that's stupid for the fact that you do a survey online, everyone can say fucking yes. That's not commitment.
No.
That's like, will you do a thing? Yes. Will you give me 100, like, 200
I don't think they
No.
base the decisions off the poll. I think they literally, this is something they're definitely looking into doing and just putting some like feelers out there just to get some people interested.
Well, the feels are always going to be positive, though, aren't they?
Not necessarily. I would personally comment on there being like, I don't want to get on your goddamn boat.
That's going to be, and the thing is, with all these tours that are happening on boats, cruises, there's a lot of them in America, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's hence this idea. So I think anyone's going to be like, yeah, that sounds sick. But then when it comes to actually, especially because if it's not in the UK or close by, it means going to America and doing it, then probably not, mate. Because I don't think a lot of Americans probably know what slam dunk is.
You, again, still don't know where the Mediterranean is, do you?
Yeah, he really doesn't,
No, I
does
don't.
he?
I said it was near Europe.
South of Europe, mate. Spain.
I said near Spain.
Why did you say America?
I said
You
Spain.
said you were talking about Americans.
I said, no, because I said...
You don't think many Americans are aware of
it's near
slam
the UK
dunk
and
is?
Europe, and you went, no, you don't know where it is. So I thought you said it was.
It's nowhere near the UK.
Well, right now, of today, we're part of Europe.
I mean, we're always going to be part of Europe, we're just not part of the European Union.
I say it's closer than fucking
Britain
America.
isn't
Oh
now
my
drifting off into the ocean.
God. Literally the worst podcast I've recorded.
Fucking gold, mate. Fucking gold.
I said it was part of Europe and the UK. It's close to, I said. So that's what I meant. And then you questioned me.
I just don't know why you're talking about Americans.
Because I thought you questioned me and I doubted myself. And then
I feel like you're falling into your own mind. You are digging a hole which you can't see the end of. But yeah, slam dunk, my going about, I don't give a fuck.
If you want to go back and listen to that interview with Dan from Pressure Cracks, that's a lot better than this. That's good.
Oh, babe.
I was going to say debatable, but no, it's true. It's pretty good, though.
Anyway. Yeah, fine. Whatever, slam dunk. Do what you want.
Just don't expect me to buy a fucking ticket for it.
Nope.
Next.
I want a goddamn boat. Next, yes.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yes.
Oxygen.
Arctangent.
Oxygen.
I still fucking hate you. So they've announced some more bands. This is the announcement that's made me seriously get a ticket.
Have you actually got a ticket?
No, I will seriously plan to get a ticket.
Oh.
The big announcements for me, anyway, are the Locust, who are an amazing band who have recently reformed, and I can't wait to watch them live. Oathbreaker, The World is a Beautiful Place, and I Am No Longer Afraid to Die. What a fucking band name.
Terrible. That's just... I didn't realise that, like, look at the post now, that takes about the whole poster.
Yeah, it's like from the left to the right, it's one line is one band name.
Unnecessary.
It's great. Yeah. Wear Your Wounds, which is the singer from Converge's side project.
Oh, okay, cool.
I can't, like, I should probably have prepped more, but I can't tell which bands were on there already, which ones aren't. But going through quickly, just look at some of the big ones again. You've got Car Bomb, Frontiera, OMS, Elephant Tree, Svalbard. Curses Metal Hands were announced previously. There's a ton of bands on here. Like, as with Arctangent most years, like, half of them I've never heard of, but I'm super excited to hear what they sound like compared to the rest of the bands that are on here.
Yeah, we said before, like, you go to this kind of festival, you'll end up watching the 5 bands you went for and end up falling in love with another 5. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for me personally, I know you guys don't know about them, but like the Locust are like one of the like goal like bands to see live again.
I know who they are.
Okay.
Shocker. I know a niche band.
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah, I don't get it. The good. I understand the good. I just don't get it.
No, that's
I know
fair.
I know they dress like insects.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
wear like proper like big bug eyes and stuff.
Okay, cool.
It's a really cool like stage show.
It's not just a name.
No. I saw them once at Joseph's Well when they were like before they split up the first time, and they played so hard that the drummer ended up throwing up over his drum kit.
Nice.
That's how like insane.
Wait, was he wearing the mask?
He like pulled up the mask, threw up, carried on playing. It was insane. So I'm super excited to see those live. I saw like a live video of their comeback gig, and yeah, it was just amazing to watch. So I'm super excited to see that. Oathbreaker as well. I think some people's album of the year last year. Rollo Tomasi, obviously, we've talked about them before. Just so many good bands on this lineup. I think I just kind of have to get a ticket for this.
I mean, you are the perfect spokesperson for this, so it'd be weird if you didn't go.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, like it's just every time they get an announcement, it's a great addition. But yeah, when is that again? I don't have the dates on here because they've just posted it out.
Dates.
Yeah,
it's this year.
It is this year. It's not that far away either. Yeah, there you go. So it's not that far away.
I think it's usually the first weekend of August. I think it is. Just go on the fucking website or whatever. Just look it up.
Yeah, when you come here for facts, dickheads.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Just look at yourself. Do you think it's interesting about the posters though? Because I know Roll to Massey are playing it. Mm-hmm. They're doing 2 sets.
Yeah.
And playing albums in full.
Yeah.
You should. I feel you should mention it on the poster.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm guessing when it comes to like day splits and stuff like that, you'll start seeing those kind of announcements.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but it's good. I would go, but it's just too fucking niche for me.
Yeah, I figured as much. Well, I mean, if you just want to see Locust with me, you can do. We can go for a little trip down to London.
Oh, aye.
Segue.
Go on.
So they've announced like a follow-up date after the Arctangent Festival. So they are playing in the Oval Space in London on the 23rd of August, which would suggest that Arctangent is the weekend before.
Oh, that weekend.
Yeah. So it's them, Giraffes. Our favourites, the Mighty St. Pierre Snake Invasion. Sorry.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't get me. I was ready. For it. I know your games.
Okay. And then the Mighty Memory of Elephants.
Okay. Got me again.
Yeah. I mean, the Locust and St. Pierre on one lineup would be amazing. So yeah, I would. Oh man, if I don't go to Arctangent, I'd be super tempted to go down for that instead. But yeah, man, that's amazing.
I mean, it's one of the things. My mate went to Arctangent last year, and he went for one day.
I feel like you said it right.
Shh, don't worry about it. He went to Arctangent. All right. He's still living. And he went for one day, and like he got everything he wanted from it. I feel you could probably bob down Locust playing on Sunday. You could go, because it's like, isn't Arctangent like Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah.
And then you could just go to Arctangent and then go to London.
Yeah, but isn't that
and watch
going
Locust
from
the
Bristol
second time?
to London? Like...
Pretty close.
Yeah, it's all pain in the arse, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all down south.
Yeah, still, it's just a long weekend, isn't it? Long weekend down south.
Fucking road trip with Locust.
Don't know why I went to Australia for that.
Yeah, you're not great at accents, are you?
Not really, mate. Could be a wallaby. That's why we don't have Australian listeners. That and the time zones. That's what I'm blaming it on. No, you could go down to Arctangent and then job off to London for the second gig. I think seeing Locust and the supports in the London venue would be like a fucking proper experience. Seeing a festival would be cool, but then in a smaller, more intimate venue would be a lot better.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like being like up close with a band like the Locust. As I say, like I don't know if you ever remember like gigs at Joseph Well.
Yeah, I do.
Like you remember the big like.
I found a picture of me playing it the other day.
Yeah.
By chance.
It's insane, isn't it? Yeah, you know those giant speaker stacks that were at either side of the stage. Yeah. Like when the Locust were playing, like I was on top of the left-hand one for the entire gig. I just just leaning over the back, just watching them, and it was like, oh, happy times.
For listeners, the venue was like a very small, long room.
Yeah.
And by long, I mean it's also quite short. Mm-hmm. It was basically like a side room on a bar. It was fucking wicked.
It was insane. Venue. Yeah, I love that venue. But R.I.P. But yeah, man. So yeah, I'm super tempted to do one or both of those just to see the Locust again.
Might as well, because it's one of the things like this band. I don't know much about them, but I know they're very kind of on and off. Mm-hmm. They kind of come and go, don't they?
Yeah. So they when they were going full steam, like obviously one of the guys runs a record label as well, and he's in about 1 million bands. He's in Dead Cross with Mike Patton.
Yes.
And he's done like other stuff like Some Girls and things like that. So he's always been in like tons of bands. So these guys didn't play as often as I'd liked. And then obviously they split up in early 2000s, and it's only just recently that they've got back together.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the first dates that they've announced in the UK since getting back together. So yeah, super excited to see these. So I will definitely be trying to get to at least one or both of these.
Good.
Well, I hope you do. And now I really want to watch videos of what the fuck the Locust look like and what they sound like.
I'd definitely say check them out just out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah, I really want to see what this band looks and plays like.
I think I had like a niche friend before I met Paul.
I once had a niche friend.
I had another niche friend before I met Paul who liked the Locust, and he showed me video. I was like, what the actual fuck is this? And before I was more open-minded, like I am now, I'm so open-minded. I was just completely baffled. I didn't know what to do with myself. I just kind of put my hands in the air and went, I don't know what to do.
I don't get.
Should I leave now? I don't understand. They look great and sound good, but they're just a baffling band, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you niche your shit, probably check them out.
I kind of feel like I'm already into it.
Yeah. Remind me
We'll
to play some after the
we'll
podcast.
listen after. Okay.
I'll make a note of it because we always forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Maybe we'll put that on one of our retrospectives.
No.
Nah.
Anyway,
mate.
that for the news?
One little tiny bit. I'm just going to rush through really quickly. Jimmy Eat World have announced they're doing like obviously a couple of dates for festivals and stuff, but they've announced like a bit of a European tour as well on top of that. The big thing is obviously they're taking Get Up Kids on tour with them as well across the UK dates.
Oh, okay.
I say across, it's 2 UK dates. So just to quickly, they got the 19th of June in Luxembourg, 24th in Prague, 25th in Warsaw, 28th in Oslo, 30th in Cologne, the 1st of July in Berlin, 5th in Amsterdam, 7th in Manchester, UK Academy, and then the 7th is the 7th. Sorry, they skip it for a month. It's the 7th of August, which is weird. So Manchester on the 7th of July, and then 7th of August in London.
Yeah, that's a gig which I'm sure makes many people happy. I can't say I care.
I feel like that might have been a fuck up on the poster. I feel like that might be the 8th of July.
Definitely a fuck up on the poster.
Yeah.
Someone's got the American and British dates mixed around.
Mm-hmm. You don't know. They might have just a long
very long
getaway.
break. The longest tour day off ever.
Yeah. They're the band that loves Manchester and they need a month there.
We'll point out, obviously, Jimmy World getting supported by the Get Up Kids is a big emo fucking tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Get Up Kids are one of the original emo bands, and also Jimmy World are.
Yeah.
So those two bands touring together is a fucking big deal. If you're a big, massive original emo kid, not a My Chem or Alkaline Trio or whatever emo kid, like a proper emo kid, when you had real issues, and when your parents actually hated you, just didn't buy you an Xbox. No, parents all hate you. Don't worry about it. I'm only joking. No, that's cool, man. I'm more tempted to go to this because Get Up Kids fans have been added. I think that's more worth the ticket.
Yeah, those two bands together is fucking nice. And yeah, like I listened to the last Get Up Kids album and I thought it was alright, but like there's nothing quite like old school Get Up Kids. And same with Jimmy Eat World, like Bleed American era like stuff is just top tier old school emo rock stuff. So yeah, I mean I can imagine both of those bands together would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then they're also playing with Together Pangaea as well, a band I've not heard of. But if they're anything like these two, then they're definitely worth checking out, I guess.
Yeah. Get Up Kids is only UK only though, isn't it? So.
Yeah, so just the Manchester London date.
Yeah. That's cool though. Good.
Nice. That's it. News done.
Nice.
Smashed
News.
it.
Boom, boom, boom. Sick. Right, on to the new music.
Mm-hmm.
A sweet, crisp 59 minutes he makes. Timestamp for our listeners. So moving on to new music. News done. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Going to start off in something else. I don't know what this is. I don't know how to describe this.
You alright?
So we're going to start with Dropkick Murphys' Smash It Up.
Yes.
You threw that, so I wasn't ready for this. And I don't know if I'm still ready for this.
I could have did so much more as well. So I threw this at this. They actually released this with another song.
There's two.
Yeah, it was a cover of...
I kind of wish you gave us two.
What's it? Something Cinnamon? Jerry Cinnamon?
Sure.
They do a cover of a Jerry Cinnamon
we don't
song.
know. Only you know.
Anywho. We're not doing that. We're just going to smash it up. Smash shit up.
Yeah.
Smash
So,
up shit. Smash
I would
Smash
not.
shit
hammer,
up.
smash
So-
face. What?
Right, tell you, before we go into any music reviews, so we're doing Dropkick Murphys, Incubus, and Leeched. This is a better fuckery, right? So
Bed of fuckery. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Really is.
Listen to these three bands, and then also having a Green Day retrospective to deal with. It fucks me up royally. I don't know where I am, who I am. I forgot who my wife was for 50 minutes. I was wandering around, stumbling in the dark of life.
Grabbing anything you
Just
could.
got me, oh, I'm sorry, that's your penis. I forgot. And I don't know what the.
Do I have a wife? This is a
Oh,
cock.
God.
What?
Who's this cat? It's my cat. Oh fuck! And it just right. So this, I guess, pirate punk. I don't know what Dropkick.
You've never heard Dropkick Murphys
I
before?
have. I know who they are,
Okay.
and I think I've heard at least one song.
Right.
But then you mix this with the new Incubus track, and then Leeched. It's a lot, man. It's just a lot.
Don't look at me like this is on me. This is just how it fucking happened, right?
I blame you two,
You can't blame me.
not the band. You two people. It's just a
Are you
lot.
sure we can't
So-
just blame it on
so
you two?
I
I-
mean, I'm fine blaming it on
I-
YouTube. Bono's a
Fuck you,
dick.
Edge.
if somehow if to the listeners, if you're still with us, God bless your soul, because this episode has been a right clusterfuck. But if you're still with us right now, please stick with us a bit longer because it's going to make sense in the end. We'll get there. It's just going to be hard.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
I've got to. That's how I got married. Right. So, Dropkick
Wow.
Murphys. She doesn't listen.
That'll teach her to drink cranberry juice. Jesus.
Yeah. So, we're starting off with Dropkick Murphys. Smash it up.
Is it called
I-
Smash It Up?
Yeah. Well, that's what Paul's written down the doc.
Yeah, I mistyped
I
in
think
a
it's
rush.
called like Smash Up Shit or Smash Shit
It's
Up or something.
smash shit up.
It's
Yeah.
called Smash It Up.
Yeah, I thought so.
Apologies.
Smash Shit Up is the name of the Dropkick Murphys
We're on a
track.
fucking farm this week, lads.
I'm on phone. What are you talking about? I'm doing great.
You're the one who's about to post fuck up, McGarry. Smash it up.
Yes.
Right,
There you
okay. Dropkick Murphys, smash it up. So, listen to this. It makes sense to me. This is what a Dropkick Murphys song is.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a fan of. I know Dropkick Murphys, and I've like heard probably one song or two songs.
Yeah, you would
Yeah,
definitely.
you've heard
yeah.
it before. You go, oh yeah, this is Dropkick Murphys. Nice one. And you move on with your life. And that's it. You kind of hear a song, you go, cool, and you go on. I've never been a person who listens to a whole album or anything. And it's just, yeah, I don't really get it in, is it pirate punk? I don't really understand.
No, it's just I don't know. Irish sort of like a bit of Irish folk
There's
mixed with
definitely
punk.
a fiddle in there.
Yeah, Irish folk mixed with punk.
Yeah.
However you want to merge those two things and give it a brand name.
Um,
Don't know why you're adding pirate to it.
That's the first thing my mind jumped to. Good. Sorry. I don't really know what to say about it. I have no reference.
That's fair. So it's been a while since a Dropkick Murphy song's come across, which I've really been into. Like, it's been a fair few albums till I fully got into an album. Not that I haven't, disliked what they've released over the last few years, but haven't really got that into it as some of the older albums, which I've quite enjoyed. This doesn't really break the mold of that. I really enjoyed the music of this one. I really liked. It's catchy and it's fun and it's upbeat and that works really well. The lyrics more than anything else I found with this pained me a little bit. I found them like the lyrics I was going to be a bit on the nose, but this one the lyrics seemed forced into a song almost. I'm not sure if either of you got that. I was like, I found it a little bit off. Still doesn't make it a bad song, but it almost seemed like the lyrics didn't work with the song. I felt like it was almost like they just jammed in where they could what they wanted to say.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm gonna be brutally honest. I fucking hate Dropkick Murphys.
Oh, fair enough.
Not like hate. I think hate's a strong word. Like, they're just one of those bands that I just automatically get off put by listening to them. Like, any song I've heard of, like, nah, I don't need this in my life.
Yeah.
This isn't my kind of music. I don't like that. Yeah, like you say, that combination of like Irish folk with punk music. Like, I'm not a massive punk fan in the best of times, and I really don't listen to Irish folk. So slapping them both together just doesn't work for me. This is a standard Dropkick Murphys song, as you say. Like, musically, for a Dropkick Murphys song, it's a Dropkick Murphys song.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, and then vocally, I think like it all sounds fine, but when you start like trying to pay attention, it's like something does feel just a bit off for me, like vocally as well. And yeah, I just couldn't vibe with this one at all.
Yeah.
I think my problem was, again, I think we talked about it at the beginning, like this week's like new music is a bit of a like mixed bag at the best of times.
Yeah, we've given ourselves like the triathlon of music.
Yeah, and I think especially when like I didn't realize that this is one of the songs we had to listen to this week until I noticed it on the playlist. So it was like, oh shit, I've got to pay attention to a Dropkick Murphys song. Just shoot me now. I mean, yeah, but like grand scheme of things, it's not a terrible song. It's just I honestly can't think that I would recommend this to anyone. Like for Dropkick Murphys, they've done much better than this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even if I don't
Totally
like
agree
it,
with that.
I was like, this just seems like a continuation of just like standard stuff. That it's like if you're a Dropkick fan, you're gonna like it. If you're not, this isn't gonna change your mind in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Like so, your two sort of, well, your dislike of like the music that comes together to make Dropkick Murphys is obviously not going to help. I, on the other hand, I love punk music. I love a bit of folk music. You know, Irish influence, awesome. Bung it all together. That's what's made me like a fan of Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my big thing with this track is it was disappointing as far as like play me just the music and it's just a fucking damn good time. Chuck in those lyrics and the vocals just seemed to just completely miss the mark for me. In a really bizarre way. I've never really come across a song like this before, where, like I said earlier, the only way I can describe it is if he just fit in the things he wanted to say, even though they didn't really work, but he wanted that line to get in there. Yeah. So
I think I'll come back now. I've gone for a win. I've come back with a working brain.
Okay.
So this song, I find it weird because like I've heard Dropkick Murphys before. And I've never listened to them, like pay attention to the band or anything like this. I've like heard bits, and it's always the bits you hear is like the classic stuff, you know, the popular stuff.
Yeah.
So you chuck this on the playlist, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give this a bash. I like the band, give it a go. And played it, and I was like, this is exactly what I expect. And I found it a bit disconcerting because like, is the band just pigeonhole themselves as this genre and not able to do anything else? Because this could just have come out like X amount of years ago. There's nothing musically. It's just kind of this could be Dropkick Murphys from whenever years ago they started to today. I don't know. Is this evolved? I'm looking at you because you know.
No,
it's just that all the time.
As a punk fan, we
I know, but I mean, like
we went through this last year with like bands like Bad Religion and Lagwagon and Good Riddance.
Yeah, I know.
Like these bands very rarely like go very far out of their their genre.
Yeah.
Or start like diversified or mix it up a bit. It's just like they will always be Dropkick Murphys.
No, I kind of wanted to ask you because I didn't know if they'd done anything else differently in the meantime. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they'd tried to do something and then come back.
Yeah. Well, it's like
so that's fine.
Yeah, but it's like I was saying earlier. Just like they haven't done any big songs for me, which has made me jump into an album. So I've heard singles over the years. I think, and I'm like, oh yeah, fair dues. Dropkick's all going. That's cool. But nothing. It's been a while since I've dived back into a newer album of theirs.
Like a good party band sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
they got some fucking tunes. Which
you said something a minute ago where you sound the lyrics kind of a bit sort of jarring.
It's a bit disjointed. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know. Because when I was on my phone, obviously Spotify does this terrible thing now where it plays little videos.
Yeah.
When you watch the thing, sometimes it's all right, and a lot of time it's just fucking terrible. Spotify, please stop it. I don't like it. But it does it for this, where it's obviously something, must be for the music video, where they're tearing down a house and throwing shit about. And I think for a punk band in the 20s...
20s?
Yeah. No, a punk band in the 20s to do that...
Oh, okay.
would be
I thought you meant a punk band in the 1920s.
No, like a punk band to be like trashing, or a band, any band to be
okay.
trashing shit. But when it's a band like... a bit long in the tooth, maybe. I don't know what the saying is. A band that's a bit older to be trying to trash and shit and decking it out, like, maybe not.
I was just laughing, guy. I really did think that you just were like a punk band in like the 90s.
No, I know who
the Roaring 20s.
It's the Roaring 20s.
Oh, God
we are
Christ.
in the 20s.
We've already talked about Mike too much.
I just find the whole lyrical content of this song a bit weird for a band of their age. And I obviously... age shouldn't matter, whatever. It's like we're in a weird age.
Well, no,
Gotta be
that's
careful
like
with what you say and stuff.
some of the
But, like,
content in what they were singing about, I understand. They are
don't know what they're ever
they
singing
are
about.
singing about being an older perspective and the ways that they've changed, but how they kind of yearn for like their younger, more reckless days. It was literally how they word some lines in the song where I felt like it didn't fit with the music, but they were like, "Well, no, I want it, so I'm gonna sing this line."
For me, it's more like I felt listening to it. For me, as a casual listener, I felt like it's more like they're kind of writing, and the band can just come at me and just fucking shit on me if I'm wrong, which they probably could do. But like, it felt like they're kind of writing for other people. Like, this is what the people want to hear. This is like, we're writing a song because this is what people want, and they want to be at our gigs and shouting these things like, "Oh, we want to smash it up because I'm drunk and I got beers on Dropkick Murphys gig."
Yeah,
and it's like, but I feel like I should be a bit more genuine with the songwriting, and maybe not.
I
If you're
don't
not
think,
in that kind of state
I
of
don't
mind.
think there's nothing non-genuine about this. I think it's 100% like their MO. This is like, I don't think they're doing anything here just to sort of get people going at a live show. This is very true to what they've done for years.
Yeah.
And you know, and for me as a Dropkick Murphy, like sort of, I was gonna say on and off fan, just like a general fan, not a massive fan, but like someone who's enjoyed the music, enjoyed seeing them live. This is a fine Dropkick Murphy songs to fit in. Just weirdly, I fixated on the vocals a bit more than I normally do. Don't know why, because like I say, it's just a bit. Yeah.
Maybe it's because they are a bit off. They just jump out a bit more. I don't know, but yeah. To wrap this up though, because I think we're just going to go around in circles a bit.
Yes.
I think for a Dropkick Murphy song, it slots in fine with the rest of their stuff. I personally will never go back to this because I don't like them, but that's just my personal tastes. If you are a punk fan or a folk fan or want to smash the two together like bricks on your brain, go for it. Just, knock yourself out. But yeah, personally, I'm going to give this one a miss.
Yeah.
I think this has definitely got an audience.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Dropkick Murphys, I think like literally, as long as I've known punk as a genre, like Dropkick Murphys is one of the things flown about. And I don't think this is a bad song in any way, shape or form in that sense. So if you're into punk or the folk punk mix up, is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's fine. Like if you're into that kind of thing or you want to discover that, you can start with this. I'd probably say go back to the old stuff, probably a better place to start.
Yeah, that was going to be sort of my breakdown of this. It's just like, this is a perfectly fine Dropkick Murphy songs, guys. I did get a kick out of it, but like, this is not what I'm going to be going to if I fancy listening to Dropkick Murphys. So it's like a very middle of the road. Sweet, yep, you did a good, but I'm going to keep listening to that other stuff.
Just to interrupt, just because before, like, I want to move on from this, but I've got a bit of breaking news for you guys.
Oh,
so Five Finger Death Punch are currently on tour with Megadeth at the moment.
yes.
Please don't tell me something like new music from Five Finger Death Punch.
No, God, never do anything. Good news. Don't worry. So obviously Megadeth are supporting. I'm following someone online who went to the gig tonight. Apparently, Dave Mustaine has announced on stage that he's 100% free of cancer.
Good.
Yay!
Happy news.
Yeah, good on you, Dave.
Yeah.
So between Dave being free of cancer and I forgot by Miles Black, the lead singer of fucking Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
James
Hetfield, like, he's out of rehab. So
Sweet.
the big four are coming back together as long as you don't class Slayer.
The big three. You made it, guys.
No, fucking lovely little bit of news.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Fuck you, cancer.
And now let's talk about Incubus.
Yeah.
Our love
In summary,
for fuck cancer.
Dropkick Murphys, give it a listen if you want.
Yeah, definitely. Bug it on, but
Not for everybody, but
no.
it's pretty
Not
good.
for me.
Uplifting tune, I suppose.
Yeah.
Party tune.
It's alright. I mean, it's...
A couple of beers, jig around the kitchen, whatever you want.
Yeah, it's a fun little
Bit
punk
of an
song.
ease up.
Yeah.
Go on, I want to get into Incubus.
So, to start with this, Incubus is one of my favourite bands of all time.
Yep.
Up to Crawl After the Murder. Then it got a bit patchy. The last album was pretty fucking solid.
Was that
And the
8?
last-
The last one?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was good. And
Yeah.
we reviewed the last Incubus song they put out was Into Summer, which was last August.
Was it that long
Yeah, it's
ago?
been that fucking long. I looked up earlier. I was like,
Christ.
oh, it's like 2 months ago. No, it's fucking 6 months ago. It's fucking long time, man. I don't know what they're doing.
Have you listened to it since?
Yeah, a couple of times. I really like that song.
Alright.
Because 80s is shit. And I'm an 80s kid. I mean, I'm old as dust. So, Incubus dropped a new song called Our Love. First listen for me, as an Incubus fan, bit disappointed in the fact that it's very simple. Like, because this band has got a plethora of history, like they're very clever with the music.
Yeah, just generally good musicians.
Yeah. They're very talented musicians. They've got obviously got like DJ Kilmore's he's good with what he does, and they got like amazing drummer Mike Nzingo's an amazing guitarist. Got the bassist who joined a couple of years back from the Roots originally. Amazing bassist, and they've got Brendan Boy, who's a fantastic vocalist, a solid band of musicians, and who've released a back catalogue that is great, bar a couple of albums, in my opinion. So we came back in last year into the summer, which was a very 80s jam. I remember you guys weren't big fans of it.
I liked it. I was a big fan of it.
I remember you okay. Correction. Paul was alright with it. Yeah. Gareth didn't like it.
It just was not for me.
You're born in the 90s, so fuck you. So
I hate the 90s as well.
You hate everything except for punk. So I was looking forward to it. They kind of teased us coming out. I was like, oh, a new Incubus track. Can't wait to hear it. Because the last song was cool. I hope it's not too 80s, but the last song was really good. The first listen, it was just very, I don't want to say boring. It was just a bit like plain.
Yes.
Like there's nothing to it. Like Brendan's vocal really carried the track, and musically it was a bit kind of bland. And I was like, that's a bit of a shame. But after I think 4 or 5 listens, and it's now stuck in my head. So after a couple of listens, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. And it'd be good on an album, like as a random track. It's not a single in any way, shape or form. Why they put it out as a single, I don't know.
Because in the grand scheme of things, this is probably a single.
I was hoping they were going to build to an album, unless just releasing random songs they write and go, here's a song, we'll put this out. Nice one. Which is disappointing.
Yeah, after 8 albums, they can get away with that, though. Kind of. Yeah. But this song, I think I kind of agree with what you're saying. It feels very, for Incubus, knowing how good they are musically, is very safe. Like, ridiculously so. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, after 8 albums and, like, so many years, like, why bother making the effort to, like, write something genuinely thought-provoking and interesting when you could just get stoned and write a fucking surfer rock ditty? And it's like, it feels like that's what they're doing. It's just like I mean, we could make the effort to write something genuinely interesting, or we could just write a nice little chill-out song. Like, it was that weird thing like when Morning View came out originally, and it's like that was the one that was a proper turning point for them going into that really kind of weird, global. Like, not low, but like kind of like super lo-fi chilled like period of their music.
Yeah, sort of.
And I love that album, like I really do. And like there's some really interesting songs on it. And it feels like this is kind of a throwback to that, but just in a really kind of I mean, we could do this in our sleep kind of thing.
I think the thing was like, if you don't want to get too Incubus-y, but like Morning View and all those early stuff, like they had the original bassist Dirk Lance, and I believe he wrote a majority of the original stuff.
Right.
So when he left after Morning View, they got a new bassist, and obviously they had to write more than band themselves. So that's why kind of people might blame the decline.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean it's not some. I don't think it's a decline. I think it's just a change in sound.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. It's just like this kind of has like that elements of that kind of stuff, like the lo-fi kind of like stripped back chill feel to it. But it's just like
too lo-fi.
Yeah, it's just like there's nothing to it. Like it's just like a simple rhythm all the way through. Nothing really happens. And I mean, for Incubus at this point in time, that's fine. But in the grand scheme of things musically, I think they could have done a lot better.
Yeah, agreed.
If this was Incubus as a band doing a side project, that makes more sense to me. Like, but I understand, like, I'm very disjointed with my history of Incubus.
Yeah, I think just out of curiosity.
I was going to say, I'll bring up 2 things, which I'm pretty damn sure I brought up the last time they did a single, and that was one that, like, I've got the gap between The Crow Left and Murder and now. Yeah. So I have no idea what happened in between then, but something fucking happened. And the other thing is, and I definitely said this last time, I get weird, like, Maroon 5 like vibes with this shit. Yeah. I think, like, and I did, like, if that's what they're doing, that's fine. But it's like, It's weird. And
I feel this plays. I think this plays better in America.
It's so meh.
Yeah. This shit plays better. Like you say, Maroon 5. This shit plays better probably in American radio.
Yeah.
Like the more popular stuff. This probably will do all right in America.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
it's a fun, like
over
fine
here,
little pop song.
When it's not, over here, when it's not shoved down your throat as much, it's a bit like,
yeah. But if like members of Incubus just did like a side project for me and like they brought this out, I'd be like, oh, no way, is that the guys from Incubus? This is quite interesting. But it's not, because this is Incubus now. And I wasn't ready for this to be Incubus now from my knowledge of Incubus.
I find it really, as an Incubus fan, I find it really disconcerting because like, if the album 8 never happened, I'd be like, yeah, this makes perfect sense. They don't know what they're doing, they're all over the shop. Sort of thing. Because the two previous albums, between Crow After Murder and 8, the time in that period, I had no time for that band. I just didn't know. I just felt they were doing music that they were just doing whatever, and it made no sense to me personally. And I don't know if it made sense. It made sense to them, obviously, but like it just felt like it was a bit all over the shop sort of thing. Like they maybe trying to appeal to the mainstream, or they're just doing whatever. It just felt more American rock or whatever. And it just lost the incubus of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It lost the character.
It totally does.
Which Incubus, for me, Incubus, like why I love
it.
Incubus.
If no one else is in the room but me, Badger's getting very emotional right now. He's delving deep into his Incubus love and is having problems.
I fucking love that band.
I know.
Like their sound was so fucking good.
Yeah.
They had such a unique sound. This funky, kind of weird, trippy rock band sort of thing. It was fucking great. Like, Make Yourself was a fantastic album. Morning View was a great album.
Mm-hmm.
Crow After Murder was even had some great tracks on it.
Yeah.
And they just kind of lost themselves for a couple of years. And then 8, when they released 8, I was like, fuck me the back. This is a great album. I'm on board with this. Yeah, it's not the original, but at least it's like they got a sense of themselves back. And then released Into Summer last August. And I was like, yeah, I get it. You kind of do an 80s thing, and that's what's... But I can hear some Incubus in it, but okay, we'll have it, whatever. But this is just so... What? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's so
I think
bland.
obviously covered it a little bit. It's like it's very generic, like rock radio kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like
musically, it's disappointing.
It's gonna like there's gonna be like a massive like cross section of people that be like, yeah, this is all right, but I can't imagine there's gonna be a lot of people going, this is great.
No, the thing is with this song, the only good thing about the song is probably Brendan's vocals.
Mm-hmm. His vocals have always been fantastic.
That's it. There's no song where he's had bad vocal. I don't think.
There's no fault in his vocals. Yeah. It's just a disappointing use of his vocals.
Yeah, yeah, it's a shame. I think the only thing with this song is like it'll bother me, and I'll never figure it out. But there's one part of it, like there's a bit in the chorus, the verse, something, and it sounds like a fucking pop song. And
like a Maroon 5 song.
Yeah, is it that?
It's
like a rhythm, like a part, and he sings a certain part.
I don't know. All I know is this is the second time I've heard one of their new tracks, and as someone who hasn't got a great knowledge of Maroon 5, his voice, like, I feel like just lends itself to go into a Maroon 5 song in my head. And I have not got the knowledge to really say that, but that's where my mind goes every time, so that's what I say.
Yeah. But in summary, sorry, go Paul.
I was going to say, in summary for me, what I would say is like, this feels like a song where they're trying to please everyone, and they're basically pleasing no one.
Please everyone, but Incubus fans.
I just think I feel like Incubus is one of these bands, and because obviously last year they did a lot of they did a big tour of the 20 years of Make Yourself,
which they didn't bring to the UK.
They didn't bring to the UK. I'm still livid about it, and they announced an encore of that, which I'm fucking livid about. And that album's fantastic, and this band has got such a rich history, and it's a shame that they've. I just feel like they could have. I don't want to be that kind of guy, but I feel they could have just stopped at a certain point. Do you know what I mean? It just feels like that legacy band. And the guys, like, throwing a couple of hits are going, remember the fucking 90s? We'll put this out, but here's a new song. You don't like it? Well, remember the 90s?
I'm beginning to feel like, in this case, that Incubus are going to turn into the new Weezer, where you have your fans petitioning to get them to stop making music. It's like, we love you, but for the love of God, please stop. You're ruining it.
I just feel betrayed because the last album I really liked it.
Yeah.
And I just feel a bit pissed off that they're going shit again by the seams of it. And I don't mean shit. It's fine. It's just
That's the thing.
disappointing.
It sounds terrible, doesn't it? Because like we do a lot of shitting on bands in this situation, but we know these aren't shit songs. They are not bad songs. They just, unfortunately, I'm
Not good
I'm
enough.
putting this into like a bit like Dropkick as well. It's like it's just not the stuff we want to hear from these bands because we know they do better or have been better. Even though this is fine, it's not what we're looking for. These were not the droids we are looking for.
Yeah. Star Wars.
Yeah, I think the problem is like because this. The sad thing for me, and I think this comes from the whole like we'd make it as a bit of a joke, but like my nicheness, like because I listen to so many really really good bands and really hungry bands as well, like really wanting to push the boat out and do something genuinely interesting. When there's a band that I love that come along and just take the safe road, that's what disappoints me the most.
Have a platform and just don't
Just
really
go.
do much with it.
We'll just do the bare minimum, which is what this song feels like to me.
Yeah. On the plus side, I can just turn this off and go to Fungus Mongus.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the
It's
thing.
true.
Like those albums and records and stuff, they still exist, and I'm happy to go back and listen to them. But like, I just wish they were still like making the effort.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. For me, it's just I keep saying like 8 was a good album, and I just wish they kind of kept on that track. I didn't mind in some. I just kind of this is just a stumble, and I hope it is a stumble. And the next thing they put out is a better thing.
You're going on the basis of third time's a charm right now.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, I don't know what they're doing because obviously they released it into summer last year for no reason, and then this has come out for no reason. I'm hoping there's an album coming out, and I hope these songs will play a bigger part in a better album. But at the moment, it just seems like the random singles.
You being such a big fan, I think you should be hoping more for the fact that these are leftover tracks from the last album and not contributing to a new album.
No, I think this song will be fine on an album. I'd be happy this to be an album song, but not a single.
No,
that's it. So like 8 has a song similar to this, I think, and it just sits in there. And you like listen to it, and go, yeah, that's nice, and you move on to the next thing. And you bet.
I hope to be proved wrong, but I think their next album is going to sound like this.
I hope not.
This is the album.
I hope you get your spark back.
Yeah, I do too.
I say, Incubus fans, if don't get hyped, right?
Maroon 5 fans, we love it.
Yeah, love it. For everybody else, for anyone who's not heard Incubus, whatever, I don't know anyone who hasn't heard Incubus. But if you just kind of want to check them out, I wouldn't listen to this. Just because I don't think it's the best example of this band.
It's not.
No, not by a long shot.
I'd say check out if you want, but otherwise, I'd probably just leave it and probably check out another song by this band because they've got so much better material. So, anyway, that's it for singles.
That is the singles.
That's the singles. Going to move to the album of the week, which is Leeched to Dull the Blade of Your Abuse. Prepare for fucking getting your head smashed in repeatedly.
My God.
So, I'm going to let Paul take this because I'm by looking at his Twitter feed today and his response, I'm going to let you think he's the most excited about it.
Can I just quickly say, through what we've heard from you, Paul, and from how mine and Badger's faces looked after listening to this had a fucking impact.
Yeah.
On many different levels.
We weren't ready for this.
No, I wasn't ready for this. Like I've seen and heard Leeched countless times before, but this album, man, Jesus Christ. So whenever we talk about heavy stuff, I like to use the old breeze block analogy.
Yeah.
Like this is like a breeze block to the head, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. I don't think breeze block's heavy enough for this. Like this is like a black hole of music. Like it's so goddamn dense, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I have come up with a new analogy.
Okay, go ahead.
I believe this album is like an electric sander which has razor blades super glued to it, striking into your face.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good analogy. Like it's just this album, like straight out of the bat, this album is heavy. Like, but it's not just that it's heavy. Like it's not like it's loud. I mean, it is, but it's like there's just a solidness to it, like actual density to it. That's just. Oh, I genuinely felt like I was being pummeled listening to it. But on the flip side of that, it still has some fucking solid hooks to it as well. I mean, the big standout for me, if we're going to get into just quickly jump into try like Earth and Ash.
Yeah,
is a big standout for me. I love that track.
That was a single I think they released off this album as well.
Yeah, I don't think... Did we touch on the
No,
singles?
we didn't cover the single, no.
Yeah.
We covered their tour dates. Funnily enough, like, recording this on the 31st, they're actually in Manchester tomorrow on the 1st.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just everything about this album is like, it feels like there's layer upon layer of like sound, but none of it's like overbearing, even though it does feel like quite oppressive when you're listening to it. It's like, but you can still pick out all the bits clearly. I don't know who the producer on this is, but they did a fucking fantastic job.
They really did.
Yeah.
And it's for a band which has the sound that they do. I know we were talking about it earlier, Badger. It was just like, with the wrong person sort of being behind the wheel on it, it could turn messy.
Yeah.
And this album is fucking far from it.
I feel like the thing is the production of this album and the recording process and everything else, it really lends itself to be a bit more acceptable to your normal listener. Because the band themselves, like we've seen them live, if you skip back to May 2019, you'll have heard of talk about them playing with Ithaca in Manchester, and I was a bit like, what the fuck is this noise? But this is a lot kinder to the ears, and I mean that in a very minute way, because the songs are not kind to the ears.
Nothing about this album is kind. It's just that production value is just like,
but you can hear
top notch.
You can hear everything.
Yeah.
Whereas like live, you put this band in a gig environment, and things will get lost, which, you know, because due to sound restrictions and everything else, you'll all get blended into a heavy noise wall, which you can enjoy live and like thrash about and punch your mate in the face and whatever else. But on record, and I think this is what saved this album for me, because like it's not my normal cup of tea.
Yeah.
But because the production of this album is so good, I could hear small bits, intricate parts, clever notes, all this kind of shit, like clear. It's very well done. So it kind of made me go, oh, yeah, I get it. This is good. Because normally a band like this would not get me at all.
No.
Like if
when I first heard it, I was just like, I feel so sorry for Badger, because this is not for him. But I was so happy to hear that, like, you got into it.
I'll tell you a tale.
I love a good tale.
I was in, like, you added this song, because I work a 9-to-5 job. I'm a bloke, and I've got a job. What happens in it? And part of this playlist I'd throw this out. I was like, at 11 o'clock this morning, I'm in work. I'm like, okay, I'll blast it on in work, and I can only have one earphone in. So I plug one ear in, and I put it on. And all I've greeted with is like 4 tracks of just dense fucking noise. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. And I message Gareth, and I go, please tell me it's not like this. This is fucking horrible.
I think I responded by saying like, I think you asked me, it's like, have you listened to it all? It's like, yeah. It's like, I'm not sure if I can keep going. I was just like, hold on, track 8's mint.
Then you skip forward 4 hours, and I finish work. I go to a local bar, and my train get cancelled. I put both headphones in, and I play this album, and I randomly jump to, I was like, I'm going back in, and I randomly plunge my finger on the playlist, and I'm greeted with the track Famine at the Gates.
Yeah. Famine
at the Gates. And I'm like, this is pretty good. This is alright. Because I can fucking hear everything. And I think this is an album we need to like listen to it for a very good sound system.
Yeah.
Like, or a good set of headphones.
Yeah.
Because when you can get everything the musicians do, like everything from the guitars doing the bass and the drums and vocals, and you can get everything. You can hear it's so fucking good. Like, and I listened to from that right to the end, so like through Praise You Blaze, Burn Within, and through the rest to the end. Then like it's like fucking this is pretty good actually. And then skip to the top and then listen to it all again, blazing from headphones. It's like this is really good, because it's like it's not my thing, but it's so well done, and you can tell the musicians behind this album have fucking spent fucking time. No way is someone just blaze a guitar and just fucking cobble the skin in 5 fucking minutes. Go, that's a fucking doom death song, whatever. Fucking chuck that on a fucking album. It's fucking nicely written, and it's kind of a bit all over the shop in a good way.
Yeah.
It's like what's the word? Like kind of like I don't want to. I can't really figure the word, but it's like it just stuff's happening everywhere all the time, and it's interesting and it's complicated and it's good.
Yeah.
It's the
And I like
intricacies
it.
of it all. It's just like there's no kind of like set, like obviously there's track by track, but like when you listen to the full album, there's like, to me anyway, there's no like kind of set point where it's like, oh, I know the end of the song's coming up in a second, because it just feels like an outro. It's like everything feels like each section is just well structured around being just a big bundle of noise. Yeah, there's all these little bits that just keep jumping out every now and again. As I mentioned, like with the last single, I think was it, Earth and Ash. Like that song just has like these fucking beautiful like riffs in the background that then just keep jumping out, and it's just like, oh man, I genuinely love this. I think for this is like so far like one of the best releases that I've listened to this year. So for what we've done, like I know obviously there's things like the Hell EP is up there, but this, like for a full album, I think this is so far this is the one to beat for me.
Yeah. So from begin to end, like I thought this was fucking incredible. So when doing music that is this dark, almost quite gothic and depressing as fuck as well in aspect, like that gloom that comes with it, there's an authenticity that they fucking nail. There's no part of this, especially straight off the bat with like the opening, the Hound's Jaw. It introduces this album in the best possible way, where it solidifies them to be like true in like almost like the statement with the music they play. And I feel like when it comes to music like this, it has to be 100% sort of believable. Because it's not it's not a journey you can take with and be a bit lighthearted with it. You're all or nothing when you go into this.
Yeah.
And it was sort of the same for when we saw them live, even though I didn't enjoy them as much on a musical level when we saw them live, but sort of understanding now that I feel like I just missed out on so much of the quality in their music, seeing them at the venue we saw them in. Because I thought, like, this was, for me, fucking immense.
I think
I couldn't get enough of this.
I think the thing is, like, when we went to see him last May, I never heard him before. So we went primarily to see Ithaca, who was supporting him, or the Jew headlining, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I remember checking out a couple of Leeched tracks at the time, and I was just like, oh, this is a fuckload of noise. And it's just, I think the last couple of releases they might put out weren't as well produced, so it was a bit lost in the mix what they were doing, or the band's just come a long way. I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Without sort of following Leeched, it's hard for us to judge at the moment.
Yeah.
We can only sort of judge. I'm not sure what your experience with them, Paul, but I know for me and Badger, we can sort of only really judge off listening to maybe a track and seeing them live. But I'm so glad I got caught off guard by this. I listened to this album all the way through a little Bluetooth speaker. Then I listened to it all the way through again through headphones, and then I started going through and picking tracks. I'm into this. Far more than I thought it was going to be, and I'm far more impressed than what I thought it was going to be. This is fucking very surprising for me. I was not expecting this sort of caliber music to come from this band.
This was like, it's similar to how like Venom Prison won me over last year.
Yeah.
Like I don't listen to that kind of genre of music a lot, so when an album comes along that I just like automatically fall in love with in a genre that I don't touch usually, it's a nice refreshing change. And I think this is similar to what Leeched does. Like they kind of have that similar vibe to like Nails and like super early like around the Forever era, like Code Orange kind of bits popping out every now and again. And it's just nice to see like a local band kind of do good in that kind of field. And as I say, like in a genre that I don't usually touch a lot of, to win me over as much as this has is a genuine nice surprise.
Also, the fact they're from Manchester is a great bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you like Manchester.
Yeah, I do.
No, it's quite funny because, like, as we do these reviews, like, I always build up a playlist and I'll select certain songs and add to a playlist to have, like, just something to bug on and be like, oh, yeah, this came out. I really like that. I can't pick anything from this. I don't want to listen to this in any other way than listen to it as an album.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, if anyone's listening who hasn't listened to this, I think it's exactly how you should go into it.
Yeah.
So settle yourself in, right, and listen to this as a fucking album, because these guys have made an album, and it's a hell of a fucking album.
I think that's like a good point, I'd say. So to summarise, like, how you feel about it, would you say, how would you rate it?
Well, like, in our rating, like, goddamn right now.
Yeah, in our rating.
Yeah.
Goddamn right now.
Goddamn right now?
Yeah, I think this is fucking phenomenal.
Okay.
I'm very impressed.
I'd say just miss it completely. No, yeah, don't miss it. I'll get done right now.
I'll be the devil. I'll be the prick. So I'd say listen to it if you want. Because I don't think it's for everybody. It's a fucking lot. Like I think like listen to this in the wrong circumstance, like playing it through a certain type of speaker and whatever else, you will miss. Because for me, I didn't get this until I listened to it the right way, where I could hear everything and I could pick up certain nuances and certain riffs and certain parts. Listen to it as a general listener, I just think it's a wall of noise and be like, nah, you're right, mate. Not for me. It's not my wheelhouse, is this kind of music.
No, that's fair.
Only Bend in Prison has pierced my wall severely. And deathcore and all that kind of stuff doesn't get me. Only Bend in Prison broke down, like, slipped through the gap permanently. Everything else is like, yeah, I get it, mate, but I'm alright for now. So I think, like, for a general listener, give it a bash, definitely. I think it's definitely worth a listen. But don't go into it. I generally think, like, get a good setup. Put it on some good headphones. Put it on some good speakers. And listen to what the guitar's doing. And what the instrumentals are doing. And what the band are doing as a whole. And not just as, like, a casual listen. I don't think it's a casual listen.
Yeah, there's nothing casual about this music.
God, no, yeah.
Unless you want to be smashing the head repeatedly, then yeah, just bang it on, mate. Don't worry about
Play
it.
this while you're getting killed.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely the soundtrack to a
This
murder.
is basically the best album to come out on Brexit Day. Because
Yeah.
the best, it's
That's
literally
good.
the music for the end of the fucking world.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
what I feel like right fucking now. Well done, Leeched.
Yeah.
You nailed it, Mel.
Yeah,
So, good. Happy?
always.
Nice. So that was that. Doing a fucking... Oh, I was going to do a wild jump there, but there's another thing before. So before we go into... We're going to do a Dookie Green Day Retrospective review. I was going to jump to that, but I forgot we're going to do a live review first, aren't we?
Live music.
Live music. So we all got together for the first time in a while. Making a timestamp. We all went to Manchester Academy 1, which is the worst venue in Manchester. And
Yep.
it's a fact. It's a fact. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
a
fucking
terrible
horrible.
venue. To watch Vane Every Time I Die while she sleeps. So you guys watch the majority of Vane. I watched some of Vane, so I'll let you talk about Vane first, and I'll chip in towards the end. 'Cause that's what I saw.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, fuck me, this venue's awful.
It's fucking terrible,
Yeah,
right?
have you
It's
never? You must have seen a few gigs there before, have you, Paul?
I think I've seen one gig there before,
When
and
was it?
weirdly, it was CKY.
When was
Oh
that?
yeah,
Back in
it was
the-
CKY a while ago.
Back in the day. So
Yeah,
basically, so for listeners, basically Manchester Academy 1 was the biggest, was a reasonable sized venue
Mm-hmm.
a couple of years ago, and then they went, you know what's a good idea? So basically, it was like a tunnel venue
Yeah,
where the speakers were at the walls and the stage was there, so it was all tunneled. The sound was tunneled towards you perfectly. It was big, but you could hear everything. It was great. It was fine. And the dickheads who own it went, you know what's a good idea? Let's make it wider, but not move the speakers. So you lose all the fucking sound. It sounds like garbage all the fucking time. So they made it wider, and it's shit.
Yeah, and I think that pretty much ruined the beginning of Vane for me
Yep.
yeah.
because the sound was just terrible.
It's fucking awful,
And
that venue, man.
Yeah, and I think for a band like Vane, considering how like very technical they are, it just kind of lost a lot for me to start with, and I found it very hard to get into them going forward in the rest of the set. And which is no fault of their own because they played to like perfection. Like on stage, full of energy. Lead singer was in the front of the crowd for half of it. Everyone was just going nuts. The crowd themselves were going insane as well. Like tons of people climbing up on top of everyone to sing and crowd surf and stuff. But I just think, just there was just that something a little bit lost in the mix for their sound that just kind of ruined it a little bit for me.
Literally, the only thing with the Academy One is the only place to stand is in the pit.
Yeah. So if you're not dead center in the pit, getting smacked, you're either at the side, missing out on some of the sound,
or the back.
Yeah. Plus, I normally actively avoid gigs there because they've ruined bands for me.
Yeah.
Like
the only recent time I've enjoyed a gig I've ever seen Cohen in Cambria, because I was like stood in front of the speakers. Yeah. I was drunk. Yeah. So I was just having a good time.
You goddamn right.
Yeah.
So seeing Vane, like I struggle. I remember turning around to you, Paul, at one point. So I got away fucking earplugs, which I'm sure lots of people do. But if I don't, I go deaf for about a week. But I was fucking struggling to pick up like strong vocals in there, and then like when that motherfucker talked in between songs, I haven't got a fucking clue what he said, and it's not even like I can give an educated guess. I got nothing. Like,
yeah.
But the energy and the sound that band gives off is fucking infectious, and it just makes me kind of regret not getting on the hype train with Vane a lot earlier. Because after seeing them in such a shitty environment and still being completely won over by going like, holy shit, these guys are fucking awesome.
I think they're a funny band though, because this thing. So like when we all met up at a reasonable time, like 2 out of 4 doors, and we're like, okay, we're all gonna meet up, have some food, and we'll all go watch Vane and stuff. And they were at the bar across the road, and we're like, you guys went right, we're gonna go watch Vane. I went, oh wait. And the reason I said that is because I've heard the album, and I remember this album being like, the last Vane was like fucking massively hyped up and everything else, like everyone was banging about it. And I've listened to it a couple of times, I just didn't get it. Like, there's some good songs, but it's like, it's very new metal-y, and I'm not a big fan of it. So when I walked into the venue, grabbed a beer, came in, met you guys, went, sup? You went, fuck off, Badger. I went, alright, mate, no ass. I turned around to watch Vane, and I think it was like a song and a bit.
Yeah, you literally did see a song and a half.
Yeah. I was like, this looks like a great band. Shame this venue's so fucking garbage.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I saw like the last half, like the last bit of the set, and it's like, this band looks fucking wild.
Yeah.
And this would be great in a venue that's smaller than this. And I'm kind of glad I didn't watch the whole set, because now I can go away and watch them in a smaller venue, and that'd be the first proper time.
I'm so happy that I made the effort to go see them.
No, I kind of think I like anyone who went down to watch them. Yeah. I'm better than me.
No. Like I'm so glad I went to go see them. I'm very intrigued by Vane as a band. I haven't followed or got into, but I'm very aware of them. I was like, no, I really want to check this band out. And despite all the fucking roadblocks, because like, yes, we've shot in the venue because the venue's a pile of wank. For the fact that I can see that band through that bullshit situation and come out of it just going like, that is a band I don't want to miss if they come round ever. Because I feel like the performance they put on and the quality and the music they played, even though I struggled with the vocals from the quality of the bad quality of the vocals on the big ass room.
I like how they had a keyboard dude.
Yeah, he was fucking doing some like breakcore shit in there as well.
You don't see keyboard dudes anymore. Just like random in the middle of the stage.
Is that the main reason you're just like this new metal thing? They have a keyboard DJ guy. It's goddamn new metal motherfuckers.
I didn't know they had a keyboard dude, but they had a keyboard dude. I was like, fuck me, I've not seen a band with a keyboard dude since Seven Wears Prada.
I don't think he was a keyboard dude. I think he was a genuine DJ.
No, fair enough.
He was actually doing.
I just like he was just awkwardly kind of plonked between the guitarist and the vocalist.
Yeah,
but he's just like own that space.
That didn't ruin his day though.
No,
that dude was going fucking off on one.
I'd literally, I think like you guys were there for the whole set.
Yeah.
Well, literally in a minute and a half I saw him, I was like, this looks really fucking good.
Yeah, it was, mate.
And I was like, the thing is, I'm kind of glad I kind of didn't watch the whole thing, I think if I watched the whole thing in the Academy One, I'd been bitter about it and be like, I don't watch that again.
No,
but now if I like a little sample, I'll walk away and go, oh, they're playing at a smaller venue, and I'll see them at a smaller venue be a lot better off.
Yeah, but for me, like, not the best environment to see him in, but that was in that, even due to those circumstances, it got me hooked. And I was just like, yep, I want more of that, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say, like, Veins, I'd say, but the album last year, the year before when it came out, was massively hyped.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a lot of people lost their tiny minds over it.
I love it. I think it's a great album.
Yeah. I remember, like, checking it out, and it's a bit of a hit. I remember playing it to you, actually, and you were a bit like, I don't, some songs you're like, what? And then there's others like, oh, this sounds sick. It's a bit hit and miss, I think, the whole album itself.
It's
live,
weird, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. But live, it sounds like it'd be good. So I think if you got a chance to check out Vane, go check out fucking Vane.
Just don't do it at Manchester Academy.
No, not Academy 1. Definitely not. Fucking garbage venue. I can't express how shit that venue is.
Yeah, it kind of like it ruined their set for me almost. Like as like you were saying, like because I'd watched the entire thing, I was by the end of it, I was like, I love watching that, but I wish I could hear it properly.
That's it. Things I remember where we stood. Like we weren't even stood in an awkward position. We were stood like kind of in line with the speakers.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it still sounded shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because just the sound in that venue just gets lost. It just fucking. It must like literally travel to 3 people and go, I can't be asked.
Yeah, it's like, this'll do.
This'll do.
They can tell the friends about it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, yeah, as we've touched on it, I think like getting to see Vane in a smaller venue, it'll be great.
Yeah.
I don't know when that next going to be because they're from America, but like I hope it's soon.
I reckon they'll probably pop on an Outbreak or a something.
There'll definitely be a festival or two, but pops up. They'll
probably
show up, I'm sure. But yeah, I hope it's sooner rather than later.
But anyway. Vane.
Anywho.
Moving on to a small band called Every Time I Die.
Yeah, me and Paul will just shut up for a bit.
You crack on, mate. Go on.
No. So, if you heard the podcast for Every Time I Die, my favourite band, I'm banging on. I try and mention them every podcast and usually succeed. I've not done it for a while, actually.
I mean, you just did it.
Yep. Come and talk about the fucking band.
It all counts.
So, right. I love Every Time I Die a fucking bunch, and I was super stoked to see him. This is the first time seeing him for me since May 2018 at Slam Dunk.
Mm-hmm.
So I was super stoked. I hate Academy One so much.
I know, and we can't keep going over it, but it's another one. Was like, it's another situation where
everything.
Don't get hung up on it, Badger.
Right, okay, so right, tell you what, I'm going to be positive. What made me fucking out? Right, I'm a prick, right? So what I do is, when a band plays, I look at the set lists. Because some people don't like it. Some people like to be surprised what songs they play. I like to look at players and make playlists and get excited about it. So I did that for this, based off the previous dates they played while she sleeps on this tour.
Mm-hmm.
I did that playlist. On that playlist, they started with Notes on the Mind. They did not do that. Andy Williams walked on stage and turned that guitar riff from Roman Holiday. And I was like, yes! Yes! And they started rolling. I was like, fucking yes! Witches! Witches! I fucking lost my time. I remember just fucking going for it, and you went, calm down, mate.
It's not like you can hear it properly.
I fucking love that. The fact that it just started with Roman Holiday for no fucking reason lost my fucking tiny mind. And the rest of the set list was the same. It was a banging set list. It's like Every Time I Die classics, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
With not everything you'd necessarily pick, but you kind of go, this makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't this make perfect sense?
Yeah, the weird thing for me was, and it's only from seeing them before, like so many times, like the fact that they just dropped Floater in the middle of the set. Like, I'm not used to that. It's usually like one of the set enders for me.
Yeah.
I
think
it's
doing that a while ago.
It sounded great.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, I think maybe it was because it was a support slot and it wasn't their own gig. Like, it was just the set was a little bit different from what you usually get from them. But it did seem like, I mean, again, with having limited time, it was a proper, like, greatest hits.
Well, I was going to say, this set list almost played like a sampler for a newbie.
Yeah.
And it was,
which is what the thing that's going to be, though.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the thing. It's perfect.
It's for the While She Sleeps fans.
100%. It's perfect for that circumstance. And I think they did actually put together a fucking really good play set list of music to tick every possible box of what you may like about that band. With the added bonus that we got to hear a new song.
Yeah, indeed.
Planet Shit.
Planet Shit was the title.
Cracking.
That 100% will not be the title of the album.
Oh, I hope it is though.
I really hope. I loved it. I think it was mint.
Yeah.
It sounded a bit like it reminded me of because the riff was like a really fast paced. Can't remember the beginning of what's it called? There's a song on fucking X Live which starts with the banjo.
Yeah.
It sounds like the riff. It sounds like that. It's so fast like that. Imagine that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like continuous like riff like that, and then slows down a bit and whatever else it kicks in. It's fucking. I was fucking buzzing my tits.
I'm not sure how it's going to come across when it's on record, but I'll just have the memory. There's a part in it where the guitarists join forces, and for a brief second, it felt like I was just being attacked by a brick wall of guitars in the best possible way.
Like Andy Williams.
Yeah. Holy shit! Yeah, I thought a guy was going to cut me in half. But it's fucking powerful. Break to it, and very excited.
Yeah. The thing about that song is it excites me from coming off of Low Teens, which was probably more of a bit more of an introspective album compared to some of the old stuff.
Yeah.
This feels kind of a step back into that kind of faster paced, more hardcore that they did before. Which again, just excited. I love Low Teens, but I've always got a soft spot for the heavier stuff.
Yeah.
And that new song is definitely that.
I always feel like with Every Time I Die, you never know which way they're going to go.
No, it could, on the same album, you don't know which way they're going to go, from one song to the next.
No. Even the setlist, it's the setlist itself, for the night, is just darted about all over the show. Say Float just got dropped in randomly, and it remembers was somewhere in the middle, just randomly. I think it might have gone Float.
Yeah, and then I think into what was it, the Underwater Bimbos?
Yeah. Just a slowish song into Underwater Bimbos.
It's fucking random.
Just fucking relentless, but also kind of what? I think that I'm biased. I love Every Time I Die so much. Mm-hmm. I will be biased. I love them every time. This was probably the worst Every Time I Die gig for me, but because of the venue.
Yeah.
Because you're just so disjointed from the band. You're mild, the sound's terrible. And you just kind of I feel like you're a bit separate. And I watched Every Time I Die from a 3-story balcony.
Is that in London?
In London, yeah. In a Coco, which is I was 3 stories up, essentially, in a theatre, a venue. And I still felt like I was fucking part of it.
I mean, we literally watched him play in a fucking barn. Yeah. Basically.
Well, see, I've literally had fucking John spit in my eyes.
All right.
It saved my life. I've had been there, and then also 3 stories up, and this is the most disconnected I felt from the band, and they still fucking nailed it. And this band, they're just bred to play live. You can't fault them. They're never bad. It's
no, totally agree.
I've never seen them do a bad set. The set they played was untouchable.
Yeah.
It's just, again, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but that venue, man, so it just took something away from it that that could have been top tier, best Every Time I Die gig of all time.
Yeah.
But it's just because the sound was just muddy, something was lost a little bit.
I think it affects the feel of you with people though, because when you're at a gig, you're a group of friends, you're having a good time, whatever, and you stood at a certain. If you're in a bad space and you sit back, you don't feel like you can be, move about and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember every time I came up, I played Rob and I started going for you, calm down, mate. I remember we all stood there and the people with it were all Every Time I Die fans, and we're all into it, and we're all this is great, and we're all just stood there awkwardly. And I felt all fucking awkward. This is my fucking favourite band. I should be going fucking mental. I've had 10 beers. I should be losing my fucking mind.
I guess we just weren't all on your level, mate.
No, but but I just felt like we're all just right, these aren't they? Yeah, they're pretty good. But we'd normally be just screaming and pushing our fists in the air and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I do kind of get it. But for me, that comes with how close I am to the stage as well. We were mid-level of that venue, and if you ever want to know how I'm feeling,
you can fuck off.
That means that I don't want to really move.
I remember we're going to segue for a second.
Okay, go for it.
And when we went to watch Creeper,
Yeah.
Academy 2, you and me were singing our fucking hearts out. And we were right there fucking near the doors.
Do you know what the difference to that is? I can hear the vocals.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's the venue. It's not the band. It's not anything else. It's the venue and your position you're in.
Yeah.
So you can be in a good venue, in a shit spot, and still have a wild time.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Every Time I Die at Gorilla in Manchester.
Oh, nice.
And I was still on the balcony.
Yeah.
And you can't see shit from the balcony. I was stood like squished next to a bar. All I could see was like just the space between my two fingers squashed up against my eye. And like I could just see like occasionally like Keith would just flick through my vision. And I still had a great fucking time. It was just a better atmosphere and a better venue and a better sound. Canada One could just fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the best time I've ever seen them is when I saw them at Broodnell, which is an insane venue at the best of times. But you
got
chuck him
with the parish, though. You can't argue that.
No, but yeah, like if you, I can't wait for them to come back with a new album. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, like to wrap them up, I think great set, great performance, let down by not a great venue. And at that point, I went home.
Anyone watch While She Sleeps?
We weren't far behind you.
Really?
Yeah, well, to be fair, like we knew that we'd have to get off a bit earlier because we had a lift. But also, like, we had to watch some of them because we're not complete assholes.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, I don't think it's unknown or, like, abnormal to think that, like, none of us are massive. Oh, well, anyway, me and Badger, we're not massive While She Sleeps fans.
If you go back to, like, an episode we did last year, we reviewed the album. And I say, like, I think we might have said then, like, While She Sleeps are a great band.
Yeah, totally.
They're very good at what they're doing. You can see that by how they project them. Like, they've gone from nothing to this, what they are now. Mm-hmm. The music they make now is not for us. That's it. And we stayed for 4 songs.
Yeah. And
to me, those 4 songs sound exactly the same.
No, I wouldn't say they sounded exactly the same. To me, they did. But they sounded exactly like While She Sleeps.
Yeah.
And that's why all the While She Sleeps fans lost their goddamn mind.
It's like the new While She Sleeps. I remember we went, I think we were going, and my mate, Si, said to me, "Oh, they're going to play stuff from The North Down to Nothing." I was like, they're not going to play that side, because no one gives a shit about that EP anymore.
But they might have. We don't know.
They did not. I checked the set.
Oh, did you?
Don't. I said, they don't play that anymore, Si. Yeah. It's only the new stuff. And they're a very good band. And from the 4 songs we watched live, they're all over the stage. It sounded great. They look like they're having the time of their lives. It sounded great. Everyone had a good time. Just not for us. That's it.
No, it was actually really cool to see, but it's also kind of seeing how somewhat of a different generation as well has gone into this. Mm-hmm. Like, I know I'm younger than you guys, but, like, I don't know.
It's sad there's a generation below you.
I know, but no, I think if anything, I'm probably older than you guys in, like, how I fucking feel and act most of the time. Maybe you, not Paul. Yeah. Yes. But no, like, like, While She Sleeps came on. They sounded good. Their sound quality sounded quite a bit better. Surprisingly.
Probably their own sound guy.
Yeah, it's weird that.
I was most interested by like the backdrop, because they had like a backdrop of.
It's almost like a clock, is it? You know those old like clocks that like tick over.
They were fans. So they
oh, do you mean all the spotlights they had around? They were spotlights.
Yeah, they were big fans.
No, they're spotlights because they were there for Vane and Every Time I Die, and then it just turns out they just really needed their spotlights. Anyway, they sounded better than the other 2 bands as far as like quality in the vocals, energy, the effort gone into the set and the stage performance, fucking top notch. Like, cannot doubt it. I'm not disappointed I left, because I was never gonna go see Every Time While She Sleeps. I was going to see Every Time I Die in Vain. If it was While She Sleeps, I know, I'm sorry. if it was While She Sleeps with 2 other bands that I have no interest in, I wouldn't have gone to this show, because I'm not a fan of the band. I've seen them years ago. They were fucking fantastic. That was a long time ago. A very different venue where they were a very different band.
Yeah.
Now I'm not into this band.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so go on, Paul.
I was going to say, like, I've got memories of, like, my old band playing with them when the North Stands for Nothing came out. So like I loved them back then. But yeah, I think it's just one of those bands like I've grown apart from their music a little bit. Like it's not for me nowadays, as you guys said earlier. Like this isn't music made for my tastes. It's made for a different different age group or like just a different type of music lover, and that's fine. And like again, I had to leave early because I had a train to get back.
Yeah, and me and Badger leaving was not out of protest. I recommend people do go check them out. So if you're Slam Dunk this year and Walsh Sleeps playing, go check them out. You'll have a fucking great life.
Out of 3 bands on line with, I think on the Slam Dunk, it's NoFX, Bill Town, and While She Sleeps.
No, Don Bronco.
Not on the line.
No, but they'll be playing at the same time.
Oh.
Well, because While She Sleeps will be headlining one stage, NoFX, and then Don Bronco.
One of the best ones to check out. I think thinking like, watching While She Sleeps when they came on, I was like, I get it, and I've known While She Sleeps for a very long time. And watching them on Sunday, I was like, I imagine this is how it would feel like if I was 34 when Linkin Park came out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
is that because they played a Linkin Park song before they came on stage?
No. No, because you got like a younger audience appreciating something with the message and everything else.
Yeah.
And While She Sleeps have a stronger message.
Yeah.
Because they talk about the political state and everything about whatever.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to get galvanized when I'm worrying about paying my mortgage.
Yeah. But like, I imagine when you're 20 or something, you're a bit more pissed off. And you're not all placid like I am. I just don't give a shit. I just want to go to bed. That's it. If I was 20-something and While She Sleeps, I'd be there now in the fucking mosh pit, having the time of my fucking life. But I'm old as dust. I don't care. I'm like, good on you lads. I'm going to bed. So, that's it.
That's fair.
Yeah, but that is our Vain and Every Time I Die review and an apology letter to While She Sleeps.
You're doing good, lads, but we're just too old for you. Sorry. Even though you're probably about the same age as us. What are you going to do? Anyway, that was that. Retrospective?
Yeah.
You ready?
No.
I mean, it's punk, innit? Is it?
Technically? So, it's as promised, which I now regret.
Yeah.
We're going to do obviously, next week, Green Day are going to drop a new album, which no one wants.
You're right there.
It's me saying repeatedly because I don't fucking want to do this.
I mean, we don't have to. This is our podcast.
We'll do it anyway.
Oh, God.
So, Green Day are dropping a new album next week, which will probably be terrible. And as Gareth suggested, let's do a retrospective when Green Day were good.
Yeah,
so
let's get Gareth under the bus.
Yeah, he picked it. So you picked Dookie.
Yeah.
So you can start this, and we'll go from there.
Well, the reason why I picked Dookie, first of all, is like, I know there's probably a generation where you have, like, American Idiots probably being the go-to as their most iconic album.
Yeah.
But for what Dookie did for this band and multiple other bands, it's an album which can't be skipped over in their history.
I feel that's a good segue. I was like, as long-time listeners will know, I'm a Wikipedia bitch. So
you are a bitch.
The band previous album was Kaplunk.
Yep.
Upon release of that, they got massive record label attention to the point where they were invited out to multiple dinners. One record label invited to take them to Disneyland to try and get them to sign to the label. And it's like,
work?
Well, one of them worked because they got signed to whatever record label this fucking came out on. I cannot tell you what. Griffin? That's Sean Griffin, this one, isn't it? It's a sub-portion of Sony, not Zony. Not what that is. So, anyway, some bastard sucked up to Green Day and got them on, and then released this Dookie album. What do you think? Initial thoughts of Dookie?
Do you want my initial thoughts when I first heard it, or my initial thoughts of reviewing it?
Original thoughts, and we'll go to new thoughts.
Original thoughts... Alright, so I got this as one of the first albums I bought when I, got to go down to the CD store for some pocket money.
CDs for kids are like small round discs.
But basically, I had this album for 2 days. When I was growing up, I wasn't allowed albums which had parental advisory stickers or had bad language. So when I came home with this after...
Harsh in Wales, isn't it? It's
I'll
harsh
say,
in Wales.
when I go home with this, luckily it didn't have a parental advisory sticker on it. It took 2 days till my mum decided to read through the lyrics book. Or do CDs still have lyric books? I don't know. They used to.
They do.
And they were terrible for
Can confirm.
if your mum wanted to be nosy and she read through the lyrics or one bad word, and then there goes the CD. Never to be seen again.
I find it weird your mum read lyric books.
Oh, she did it with everything because she knew I was a bastard for it. Because like I used to take like if there was an album I wanted but I had a sticker on it, I would just peel the fucking parental advisory sticker off, just to see if I can get away with it. So originally I got to listen to this album for like 2 days and I thought it was fucking amazing. Like I think I heard I heard Basket Case like most people at some point just through something. It was just always around. But I listened to this album.
Any rock club in the last 20 years.
Yeah. Any radio station, and I mean literally any radio station somehow plays it. Smooth FM probably plays it. Like
in the UK as well, which is a special thing.
Yeah. But no, I remember my initial reaction to this just being like, fuck me, what the fuck is this? I love every part of it. And also, for an album which is 38 minutes long, I felt goes by in like 15 minutes. In a good way. For me, anyway. So, initial reaction, absolutely in love with it. Then it got taken off me, and I resented my mother to this day.
Paul,
Hi.
First Dookie impressions.
So, from back in the 1990s.
Yes, remember the 1990s?
Everything was in black and white, and yeah, we had 3 channels on the TV.
5.
5.
4 if you're in Wales, but you don't even get channel 4, you get fucking S4C. Moving on.
Yeah, man, I think this was a definite formative year kind of album for me. Like, it was around this time that I started getting introduced into like a lot of rock music when this came out. So like, obviously the big ones are you get recommended Nirvana and Foo Fighters, and then yeah, if you want to listen to punk, it's either Rancid or Green Day. And yes, obviously this was the first Green Day album that I really listened to. And at the time when it came out, it was one of those things that kind of opened my eyes to a lot more music. It's the way I look back at a lot of these things, they were always like a progression thing, like a stepping stone. Like I loved it at the time and it was great, but as soon as I started listening to other stuff, I quickly never went back to this. But I do recognize the kind of influence this had on obviously kids around that time, like me being one of them, and just punk music as a wider whole.
Yeah.
And how like it had that bigger like kind of mainstream appeal that it brought, and it kind of introduced like a lot of that kind of. It feels to me like it introduced a lot of that kind of like MTV levels of punk music.
Yeah, totally.
Like it started making
between
like
this and like Offspring, because like Smash came out I think the same year, and sort of that like level of punk.
Yeah, it just kind of made it cool.
Yeah, it just made it mainstream, basically. It was a brand of punk which reached out to a much broader audience.
I feel like this and you say Offspring were like basically the foundations of pop punk.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It helps that Billy Joel was a pretty boy at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And kind of now, I don't think he's actually aged that badly.
He looks alright.
Yeah, considering all the drugs and alcohol he's probably done.
And considering when you like hold him up against I don't know the bassist name, but the bassist, like
Mike Dirt.
I mean,
Mike Dirt, yeah.
He's got some age, which is fine because he's gotten older. But
Hey.
weirdly, yeah, Billy Joe Armstrong has just stayed neutral.
Trey Cool looks still alright.
It's funny. I pulled the face of what the sound the porters made.
Like,
Imagine
2 out of the
thinking,
3
like,
members in that band solidly look like dads.
Thing is, like, I was like that though. I'll say this as a kind of like a side tangent. Trey Cool, like when he's 20, it's like I'll be called Trey Cool. Like, yeah, man, that was great. When you're 40, are you sure? You want to change it back to a normal name?
To be fair, if you see him in interviews, he's a fucking kooky motherfucker. He can pull off Trey Cool.
I mean, we'll get on to Trey Cool in a fucking.
Oh,
minute.
okay.
He's got a whole song on this album. But yeah, so fucking, I remember Dookie for me. I got a weird history with Dookie because in my head, it was the first Green Day album I heard.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a split memory of me being a Green Day fan and an Offspring fan. Because I got into music through my brother, and I always thought I got into Offspring first and he got into Green Day first, and we kind of met in the middle later, and that's
Exchange albums.
exchange albums, blah blah. But I had a conversation about Christmas at the Christmas family do, as you do. You had a couple of beers. Like, I was like, yeah, I remember you going to Green Day and I going to Offspring. He's like, no, you going to Green Day and I going to Offspring. He's like, what? Has all my life been a lie?
Yes, it has.
But
really mediocre, not meaning much
Dookie
like.
was the album that kind of started it, because you could not be. I mean, obviously, before American Idiot, what was the album called? American Idiot.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, thanks, mate. For
said that in a really condescending way.
I know, right?
I just gave you a genuine answer. You're like, oh, cheers for that.
I really condescending, you prick. For the album, it was literally that nobody got into Green Day. Well, a majority of people didn't go off Green Day off any other album. It was always Dookie. Everyone got into Dookie first. Mainly because of Back Case, probably.
Oh yeah, and
or Longview. Or
yeah, when I come
Welcome
around,
to Paradise.
when I come around, I thought it was one of the more commercial ones off that as well. Which
So,
got a lot of play.
Talking about tracks, then, I think like this. Going to this album, so obviously you put it as a retrospective, and I put it on. Listen to the first two songs, Burn Out and
Having a Blast.
Having a Blast. Thank you. I pointed at Gareth, he didn't answer me.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I cannot be arsed. Honestly, I couldn't be bothered. Like, because for me, Green Day, like, and a lot of people will disagree with me straight off the bat. A lot of people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? If I was to Green Day, I'd go Nimrod or Warning. Warning is just a personal favourite because that's the time when the band came, when I got into the band. Mm-hmm. So that's like the first album that came out that I got into, and I saw them on the Warning tour. So I was like, I love that album. I don't give a shit. I love that fucking album.
Yeah, but we've talked about, like, I've got a little soft spot for that because that was one of the first pirated CDs I ever I had at one point.
I used to go to Affleck's Parks in Manchester and buy Green Day pirate CDs.
Yeah. But a quality pirated where they bothered to make like the covers and the shit.
Yeah. And you go to the guy, is this a real CD? He goes, sure, kid.
Oh, do you remember when
20 quid?
Do you remember when bands thought that was like the worst thing that could happen to their music?
Yeah. And now no one buys CDs at all.
Alright. I was thinking, as a Green Day fan, I consider Green Day up to American Idiot, and I will not 21st Century Breakdown, Uno Dos Tres. I ain't got time for that shit.
Don't forget Revolution Radio.
Don't want to talk about it. So, as for now, as we talk about Green Day, I'm talking up to American Idiot. Anything else can fuck off. Mm-hmm. So, for me, the best Green Day albums are Nimrod and Warning. Warning just for me. It's not the best. I understand that people don't like it, but I fucking love that album.
Actually, just fuck it. We're just okay. We're not really reviewing the album. We're just doing a sidetrack on random Green Day shit.
I was going to get
that works.
Yeah, fine.
No. This works too. Everyone knows about Dookie. He's fine. But there was an article I literally saw today where apparently in an interview, Billy Joe says he wants to re-record. He's not going to do it, but he said he'd want to re-record Warning. Because, I mean, it's a terrible idea. Yeah, and if he does, it's gonna
ruin it.
He'll fucking destroy it.
It's like George Lucas adding.
I know.
The
This is exactly what I thought. Just like, please don't start doing this with music. No. I think Minority would sound so much better with some synth.
Without Warning, a CGI dinosaur.
But that was one of the things. Is Minority was one of the songs. He was just like, that song has developed so much over the years. And it sounds so much better now. We play it live. It's basically a different song. So that's why I really want to re-record this album. I was just like. Just don't. But maybe he should, because then it means they won't keep releasing new music. No, I'm also trying. I'm the only person I feel who's trying to be somewhat positive about the new album, and like trying to go into it with an open mind until it gets completely shut off. I'm trying to go in like
only a week to go.
What's that?
Can't wait.
So only a week to go.
I know, right? I'm ready. I've got this.
I like how you so vindicated like being the fan of it.
I don't think I'm going to be a fan of it, but I'm determined to go into it not.
I
don't want to go into it hating it before I've listened to the album, basically.
So, for listeners,
and it's hard to do because the singles aren't great.
Yeah, we have reviewed the single. We've reviewed 2 of the singles, and me and Paul slammed shit.
Oh, so bad.
I really didn't mind the first one.
You were an optimist.
I really didn't mind the first one.
Both bad.
The Father of All, and then like, Fire Ready Aim or whatever.
So
wasn't great.
Going back to Dookie, like this thing is like. Green Day started off as a punk band. Mm-hmm. They've always been a punk band up to a point recently. And things like listening to Dookie out, it is a punk album. I think listening to it recently for the retrospective, I don't get it anymore because back in the day, obviously, like being the first kind of like my sample. This is my first taste of pop of punk. Sorry, I'm like, yes, it's great. And you listen to it, and it's all punk and like having a good time. I listen to it now, I'm like, just the singles really that stand out in it. It's just the singles. There's
Honestly, yeah.
It's nothing on this album that stands out. I don't think. Maybe the one track I can't pronounce, which is Safaras Roots. Is it?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think like what actually were singles off this album. So, like the big tracks
I can tell you.
I can tell you what the big tracks are.
They were with the
Longview, Welcome to
Single.
Paradise, Basket Case, She, When I Come Around.
Singles, all singles.
They were all singles.
Yep.
Then, as far as like obviously the best tracks of this album, 100%, they were all the singles.
No, I mean I'd agree with that. I think this is definitely like it's easy to say now looking back, like, but it is like a lot of filler. I did find myself like drifting between songs that weren't singles. Apart from the last one, which we'll obviously talk about in a minute. But yeah, like, I think obviously, like, yeah, She, and I didn't, like, I'm going to be honest, like, going into this album, I didn't realise how many good singles came out of it.
Yeah.
It's a great,
like, initially,
great
I thought
for
it was
singles.
just Welcome to Paradise and, yeah, Basket Case.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, like you say, you got She and When I Come Around, which are both great songs and quite different from the others as well. I think they all worked really well as singles, but, like, yeah, just the rest of it is very like middle of the road kind of punk. Like it's all very like it's weird to say like, oh yeah, it's just 4/4 punk, but it is very just like simplistic like punk tracks. Which again, I guess for a bunch of kids in 1994 is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now, like looking back on it after like 20 odd years, it's like I can see why it was great, but it's not aged well.
But it
I was
makes
going to
sense.
so to agree with Paul, this is my impression. So when you suggested I put it on, Burnt Out started. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. Okay, nice one. I was having a blast. I was like, okay. It doesn't age well. The singles are great. And they very sing-alongy, like, yeah, she screams in silence, and whatever else. Those hold up over time. The singles are great. But the rest is just I don't know if it's the quality of the album, because it just sounds so rough. The production of it's not good.
I have no problem with that.
I find the production a bit weird.
If it was anything other than this kind of music, I might have an issue with it. But it doesn't. The recording quality does not affect it because of the music they play. Or...
I went into this, so normally I don't ever judge a band. I usually, when we do these retrospectives, I look at listen to the music, and if it doesn't hold up, I blame the recorders. Because they're the people in charge of the sound.
The producers?
Yeah, the producers.
Okay.
And I usually look into it, and the producer behind this record seems to be the guy. He's called Rob Cavallo, and he's got his own page, and he's got a separate page for it. So he's done every Green Day album after Kaplunk.
Every.
So he's done Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod, Brain Stew, Warning, Intel Super Hits, Shenanigans, American Idiot, sorry. Bulletin, a Bible. The only one he's not done is 21st Century. What's it called?
Breakdown,
thank you. And he did Uno, Dos, Tres, terrible albums. He also did My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade, and Danger Days.
Alright.
He also did Avril Lavigne, The Best Damn Thing, which is...
Did he not do Revolution Radio, the last Green Day album?
No.
Alright.
He also did Paramount Monster, Brand New Eyes, and Decode. You know, that fucking song from Twilight. Linkin Park, and then he's done a shitload of film soundtracks, including Clueless.
Cool.
Nice.
Purple Rain.
What? Alright.
And The Princess Diaries. And Twilight.
So, the guy's a dude.
Yeah. So obviously, I think Green Day obviously got signed, and he's got a amazing producer. So that's the sound of this album is it's quite punk, and it's very 90s, but it's just and it's got one of probably the best producers they could fucking get with the fucking cash.
To be honest, you say that, it is like one of the first albums he did.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through his discography, and like the first thing I think he did was he did a Goo Goo Dolls album he did a few Goo Goo Dolls albums. But yeah, nothing beyond. In fact, no, I think this might actually be his first thing.
So he did pretty well off the back of this, didn't it?
I mean, this album did really well, so yeah.
He did win a Grammy as well.
Not to mention the fucking endless supply of money that this record label must have got from this.
I don't know, man.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it's so much that it's bad production. Like, it sounds like, even now, it sounds fine for a punk. I think it's just very minimalist for a punk album. Which is weird to say.
I don't say it's like, minimalist. It's just a bit. I just find it dated. It's a bit. Because
yeah, I mean,
Gareth comes to the table all the time with punk songs. From old punk band like Bad Religion. I remember you bringing me Bad Religion songs last year.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a band that's been going for like. How long has Bad Religion been going? Like,
oh Christ, like 40 years, something
40
like that.
years. They're still bringing like if you listen to their stuff, I feel like I can go back to some of the stuff you played me, and there's like, yeah, this still holds up. This album, Dookie, it's like, I get why it's a big thing, but it just feels a bit dated. I think it's like a 90s track. Like the singles stand out, but the rest of it's a bit like, yeah.
That's it. I've obviously got a lot of love for this album, and I can still, I enjoyed going back and listening to this album. But if it wasn't for nostalgia, I definitely wouldn't have as much love as I do for it. If it wasn't for like connections to like, old times, getting into music and being affected by it, definitely wouldn't have stood the test of time as much as it does for me. So I can't disagree with what you're saying.
I think it's going back to looking at this album, like we've done numerous retrospectives, I think, over the course of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time we do retrospective, we always go back and go, this is a really good fucking album. This like even the single tracks don't like when we do singles, the non-single tracks, the hold up over time or whatever else. This is an album where I'm like, I don't fucking get it. Well, the singles are all fucking great, and and When It Comes Around and
Longview,
Welcome to Paradise, all that stuff, like these are great. These all hold up over time. I'm enjoying these. The rest of it's like, all right.
Yeah,
cool.
I kind of wish that EPs were popular at the time.
Yeah,
and it wasn't just like everyone's insistence on doing an album, because this does feel like, without shitting on it a lot, because we've got enough of that for next week. Like this genuinely feels like this could be like a solid EP that like stood the test of time. I recognise the effect that it had on punk music and like just like alternative music going forward, but like as an album in its own right, I think the singles are great, and I think to this day they stand the test of time as some of Green Day's best songs.
Yeah, totally.
But as an album, I think there's just way too much in the way of filler in there. Yeah, that just doesn't stand up as well as the rest of it.
Yeah, I think for anyone who hasn't gone to, like, maybe the first introduction of Green Day was American Idiot. If you haven't delved into the earlier stuff, listen to the International Super Hits. That, as a roundup of their earlier career, is fucking brilliant.
I mean, it's a greatest hits album, so yeah.
No, but I know, but but because that's such a contrast from what think of everything they did after that, from American Idiot to Revolution Radio, like that's such a contrast in the music that they do.
I feel that's the point of that album, though. Do you know what I mean? They released because they released that and then went off. That's the whole point of that album, because they kind of closed that chapter and went on to do what they wanted next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a conscious decision by the band.
Yeah, no, but what we're saying is, like, if instead of going back to Dookie, just go at that instead.
Yeah. Cheers, Paul.
That's what I'm saying. As a retrospective, like, don't go to Dookie. Like, just pick the best parts, and which is that, the greatest hits album.
I'd listen to Nimrod, it's great.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, they're all good albums. I just think that some of it hasn't stood the test of 25 years.
Yeah, it's definitely an album to look back at and appreciate what it did, but you can't honestly stand there and tell someone that, like, this is the greatest album ever come out. It's like, it's not though, is it?
No.
It's good. And I appreciate what it's done.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me this is held up and it's 100% a fully solid album.
I think the thing is, like, with this is the reason why I kind of started off with your first memories is like in a decade we live now in, like, you can't listen to this album and enjoy it properly anymore. If you put this album out now, it'd flop essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't get the respect it got in the hindsight.
I don't think it would flop, but like we're
Not
not
flop, but, like,
in a world where this will get anywhere near the attention or like
It's got the advantage it released
the money you make.
6 singles, which bands like to do now. There's more singles.
Yeah.
But like, it just doesn't carry as an album. It's good, but it's not great.
Yeah.
I think there's better ones,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just a personal preference.
Yeah, like I say, I don't want to shit on stuff in these kind of retrospectives. Like, for me, the good thing about Dookie, apart from the singles, is, as we say, like, it's the kind of lasting effect it's had on the alternative music, in so much as like it influenced a lot of people, and it kind of spearheaded that kind of popularization of like alternative genres.
I mean, throw a rock and it'll hit some random person in a band who will like at some point be able to break down to a point where they came across Dookie probably.
Yeah, I think you got like Dookie's. You got to thank Dookie for like Newfound Glory and Neck Deep and bands like this. Like, if you like a pop punk band now, it's probably because Dookie.
Yeah,
or at least Green Day in some respects.
Yeah, or at least something that's been directly influenced by them. And I think that's the lasting effect this album has. Not so much the songs themselves, but the kind of like influence it's had on the genre.
Yeah.
And which is going on to this day. And like we see like some bands like selling out arenas on the back of a genre that before this album came out, no one in the mainstream really gave a shit about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for me that's the biggest takeaway from like Dookie itself. Is not so much the songs, it's the influence those songs had.
Indeed.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's like you can't say anything more about this album at this point because, like I said,
thank fuck, because I want to go to bed.
I know, it's like I joked about earlier. Just like, it's Dookie. Everyone knows what Dookie is. Like everyone knows what this album is and what it's done. So give them credit for it, and we all know what happens from here.
We'll soon find out.
I'd say if you're somehow oblivious to Green Day's discography before American Idiot or before the new stuff, maybe, as Gareth said, like check out International Super Hits.
You agree with me now, do you, Patrick? Okay.
I know, I didn't disagree with you. All right, don't be thirsty. No, it's not a bad place to start because you get everything. I mean, all the albums...
All killer, no filler. Not some point one album. That's what that greatest hits is.
Yeah.
That's what,
Yeah, it basically cuts the wheat from the chaff, as it were. Like it picks out the best bits as a greatest it should be. But yeah,
King for a Day for it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. But that's it. It basically makes an easy to digest album of all of their previous stuff that kind of like, again, as we say, like influenced the genre and pushed it forward a little bit. So yeah, I think definitely check that out. If you want to be a completionist, Dookie's not a terrible place to start, but there are definitely better Green Day albums.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think Nimrod's a better album outright than Dookie.
Yeah, I
heavily agree.
I think most fans agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I always remember Dookie being the album, Nimrod, being the album that no one liked.
Yeah, it was weird. Like at the time, people was like, "This is a bit like," because a lot of it was very kind of like, not so much acoustic, but there was quite a lot of kind of like subdued songs and like kind of a lot more kind of like. Like actual introspective tracks. Yeah. Whereas like Dookie was just like a straight up punk album.
It was almost like a Green Day album that even the fans didn't know they wanted until later on.
Yeah, it's like one of those things in hindsight.
Green Day albums.
Pinkatron. Pinkerton.
No, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about I tried to do a Weeds reference. You fuck off. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. But I think Nimrod was definitely that kind of like, again, I like to talk about the transition albums.
Yeah.
And I think Nimrod into Warning, those two were the kind of like big ones that spearheaded the change in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Dookie's great for like a look back on their older stuff, but I don't think it's one that people who haven't listened to it before should go back to. Mm-hmm. And if I'm honest, I don't think a lot of people who got into their music should probably go back to it either. Like I say, I got into Green Day from this album, so like for me this is like the starting point.
Yeah, I think it helps to be like, if you're drowning in nostalgia for this album, that's fine.
But it's definitely not a starting point.
No, I agree.
In this day and age, when they've done things that are better suited for that kind of stuff.
Before we, I feel like we come to the end of this,
yeah,
and we've alluded to it a couple of times. So before we wrap up, we've talked about a track that Trey Cool did.
Oh yeah.
So the original release was the last track, FOD, FOD.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in the original release, it was a CD, obviously, because history. And that would lead into a bit of silence. Then the track that Trey Cool did, obviously, you go to Spotify now, it's just a separate track.
Yeah.
Called All By Myself. How do you feel about that song?
Bit of fun.
Yeah.
Bit of shit.
It's just a weird little...
Yeah.
Don't let Trey Cool do anything except play.
I mean, no. Like, if he's going to do anything, just give you that. That's a bit of fun.
I feel sorry.
I like it.
I liked it as a little hidden track. Like, you listen to the CD and you like...
Yeah,
like,
Spotify, please don't treat that like a real song.
Track. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I fucking hate about this new generation. So, like, when you had hidden tracks and it's like, you leave your CD playing to do whatever and you're about your business and it just comes on, what the fuck is this? I'm all by myself. It's fine.
Do you guys remember, like, back in the day when you used to be able to skip back from track one and get songs that were on the album before the album itself?
Yeah.
Man, I love that shit. Like, it's so cool. Like, I still remember, like, again, not so much music, but like, you could put like old PlayStation discs into a CD player.
Oh shit!
And you skip like 4 tracks and you finally get to the soundtrack. I just love that kind of shit with like proper like hard media, like physical stuff. Yeah, and I think this song, to get back to it, is like it's a weird little addition, and I think it's fun just to put at the end of the album. And I think, something about that is kind of taken away with it being like an extra track on Spotify and whatnot.
I don't think it should be like an extra track.
No.
Because if you listen to this album now on Spotify, this stupid little songs at the end is like an actual track. It sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah.
When you listen to it on a CD and it's a hidden track, you go, oh, that's funny.
Well, the fact that it's a hidden track lets you know that it's a joke, like a bit of fun.
Yeah.
When it's just straight in your face,
track.
It's like, this is a track. You're like, that's how they wanted to end the album? Okay.
Fucking terrible.
I'm
the
in
guy
for it being
chose
personally.
to call himself Trey Cool.
Yeah, no, I'm fully in on it. I love it. Give me more of that stupid shit.
Yeah, like I say, knowing it's a little dumb hidden track makes it easier to digest. But I think that's again one of the things that we're going to lose going forward in like modern media, with like the lack of physical media.
Yeah,
so much. I mean, it's not so much like it's always out there, but it's like no one ever really does that kind of stuff anymore.
I was gonna say, I like how you say we're gonna lose. It is gone, mate.
Yeah,
I do miss hidden tracks.
Yeah, but you get stuff like that with like vinyl now, because obviously vinyl's got a big kind of resurgence. Like some people do like really cool stuff with vinyl. Like I've seen people that make like a continuous loop with their stuff that's really cool. And like again, you get hidden tracks and stuff. But yeah, I know I like that kind of stuff, and I wish more bands did it. And I'm fine with it on Dookie. And I'm going to stop saying the name of the album.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a fun track that is on an album called Dookie.
Mm-hmm.
So it fits quite well.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're good?
I believe we are good.
Good.
Great.
So, obviously, next week, we're going to talk about the new Green Day album. What's it called, Gareth?
The father of all the father of all motherfuckers. I'm not sure which one's the actual official title.
I don't care. Also, we're going to talk about new albums from Loathe and Giver.
Giver, yep.
And they say Griever.
Gariva?
Gariva.
I think they are a band, but not the band that releases an album next week.
So we've got 3 albums next week, chock-a-block. And then also, me and Gareth are going to watch Interrupters on Sunday.
And we will try to remember it.
Yep. Hup, hup. Also, it's Gareth's birthday tomorrow, so don't get high hopes.
Yeah, and just leave me alone.
So, thank you very much for listening, guys. We always appreciate it. If you want to help us out, be better people, and get me off drugs, please follow us on Twitter at Loud Noises Pod UK, or find us on Facebook at Loud Noises Podcast. Probably find us there if you can't. Then whatever, do it, live your life. Well,
Hashtag Gareth.
Hashtag Gareth, that's the thing now. Thank you, Lisa. Hashtag Gareth in everything. If you want to tweet us, hashtag Gareth. because he didn't have social media, so we're just trying to
Still don't fully understand how hashtag even works.
get it trending. Hashtag Gareth. Lucy Jackson's on it. She doesn't give a shit.
Go for it. I only found out about that because you had to show it to me.
She'll be chuffed I said her name in this podcast. We're
If
back
she
next
listens.
week. She will not listen. And we're back next week with all this podcast stuff. And we'll see you next time. Say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. How do I follow that?
By doing this.